Can we
You
have
guys all good?
background music?
Stop it.
I could have.
Alright, stream's live, so we're gonna start. Hello and welcome to the Smogon Premier League X Smogcast. Let me just start by introducing everyone here, so you can link the voice to the user. So when I call your name, please say hello or something. I'll start with you, Blunder, since you have like a disclaimer of sorts as well.
Yo, what's up? If you see this on my channel, I'm just uploading it. It's a Smogon Spl cast. For all my viewers, this is not the same as the video I'm gonna do with CBB and CTC. This is more like professional. But yeah, I'm just uploading on my channel because I'm trying to make some money.
Remains to be seen, professional part at least.
I'm part of the Tyrants, Dragon Spiral Tyrants. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
August.
What's going on, guys? I am August, and I am the co-manager along with my good pal and friend Teal 6 of the Creonicles.
Lavos.
Hey guys, it's me, Lavos. I'm the best player on the Alpha Ruiners.
Big ass facts.
And-
Big facts.
We could have just ignored it, but that works too. Ray.
I'm Ray Scarface. I'm Blunder's daddy this season. Co-manager of the Dragon Spiral Tyrants.
Tight.
And I'm Tony, and I'm the manager of the Wolfpack. Let's just get going and go over the teams one by one. Doesn't have to drag on for too long. And we can start with the Alpha Ruiners, if anyone wants to start us off.
Can I start?
Start.
Do I start? Okay, I'm gonna start then.
Yep,
Yeah,
go for it.
There's always seem to draft the same kind of team, dude. Always. It's this it's always World Cup circle jerk that somehow makes it to SPL. It used to be Brazilians. Now it's a combination of the Brazilians and the West victim jerk. So that's gonna be annoying as shit. You already know everything that happens is gonna be targeted against them. It's gonna be the TDs are against us or whatever. They have a good team, I think. They have a good team. They selected definitely one of the better teams. But who's Redemption? How are you gonna grab Luigi, friend of Mr. Golden for RBY, Eden Sambrace for Advance? It's such a divided team, though. I feel they have top players in their team in their respective tiers, and then they have some dank shit. Like, they have some dankness in it.
Hey, you're not even lying.
And yeah, it's how you're gonna go with options such as Eden's Embrace. Nothing against the guy. I've seen him play. I think he's decent, but he's not top 10 advance. He's not top 10 advance. He's not a player I would personally select over someone more. I mean, I know Triangles fucked himself up by saying don't buy me, but he's much better than Eden's Embrace. So.
Damn.
I think Passion, that's just memes. I don't know, dude.
Damn.
They have really good players at the top and really questionable players at the bottom. That's how I feel about this team. I feel it's a good team. I feel it's a team of mostly friends, but I'm not wholly convinced.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they spend a little too much money on Pearl.
Yeah, that's true because Pearl, you pay 25K for a leader. You pay 25K for a player who's gonna rile everyone up, who's gonna if your 25K player loses, you can expect him to not throw in the towel. You can expect him to prepare better for the next time. Pro showed last Spl. Was it last Spl? Or was it 2 SPLs ago? I think
He
it was
was
last
manager
SPL.
last SPL.
Two SPLs ago. I'm pretty sure.
All of them, dude. All of them. He's ready to just give up, and that's not good for your 25k player. He's the most expensive player in this team, as well as Lavos. You can say Lavos is a leader. He won't give up. He will give shit to your players if they lose. Might drive the fucking team morale to the ground, but at least he's not gonna give up.
Unless he gets banned, of course.
I get that he gives lower tier help and everything, and he can definitely play UU. He's the tiering leader. He just won Slam. But I do think 25k was a little too steep. You need someone who can help everywhere, specifically in OU and the old gens, if you're going to buy someone that is that expensive.
Completely agreed.
Well, in fairness to the Runers, they did have extremely cheap retains that allowed them to get 2 25k players, and Lavos does fit the bill of the all-around all-gen support, as does Jimmy. He was expensive, though, obviously. I'm just saying it's not their only big buy that has to have all the weight of the world on his shoulders. There's Lavos, too. I do agree all around with your comments, though.
Jimmy's fucking great, though. That guy and Lavos make for the best GSC combination in this tournament. Like, if those two don't go, if they switch out or whatever, if they don't go for a combined 7 wins, that's going to be a disappointment. Easily. If they don't grab 7 wins in GSC, you have the GSC Cup champion, the Classic champion, you have 2 of them. It's just set up for success in the Origins, especially GSC. You have friend of Mr. Golem, who's a GSC main, I think. He's not an RBY main.
Yeah, that's true.
God fucking knows why you buy him for RBY, but he's there if you need help in GSC, I think. And so, yeah, this team has a lot of potential to do really well because Lavos and Jimmy can play every single old gen well. All of them.
You can put him in SM too, so it's
I do agree with that.
Would you put them in SM though?
I'm just saying, like, if it came down to it, like, if you had to put someone in a tiebreak, are you gonna put Lavos or are you gonna put Empo?
Oh, that's a good point.
So it's
Please
like
I learned my lesson last year. So yeah,
So,
I think I'd put Lavos.
I think Runers have a really good tiebreak lineup if it comes down to it. Like, I think they have some options for tiebreak.
I think it's really good, yeah, because in a vacuum, when you're in a tiebreak, what matters is that you have a top player and a top player that also plays a lot of things.
Yeah.
So that
they can defend weaker slots. You can defend weaker slots.
You have to scare the opposition into not picking what you don't want them to pick. That happened with us versus the Raiders last year. We were like, okay, they have BKC. Fuck, we can't pick GSC even though we have top because that's just silly, and it ended up biting us in the ass. So I think that's a really important point. I think you can definitely put Lavos in SM to great success. But if you do end up with Lavos in SM and it's not a tiebreak, I think this team's done.
Definitely.
Desperate
I mean, I don't think
measure.
they can ever take Lavos out of GSC.
Yeah, if they have to move Lavos out of GSC, I think something's going horribly wrong, and something's not working out, and it's just a desperate attempt at fixing things that won't be fixed.
Well,
That's
I would
fair.
like to step in here a little bit and defend my team. I'm not leaving the GSC slot, I can tell you that for certain, but I think we do have a little bit more flexibility than meets the eye. Like, Sari is our starter for SM, but Ruhr also did really well in Smog on Tour for SM, and he can, sub in if necessary. Those guys can trade out. And then for lower tiers too, we have Passion to slot in.
Hyoga Fodex is also solid, and you could always fly him in DPP and Jimmy in advance if it comes to it.
You're not going to fool me like you fooled everyone with Central Express being good. Hugo Florence is not an SPL starter.
Don't let him get away with this shit.
You're not going to get away with this shit. That guy is not SPL caliber. That guy.
We'll get to it later. Relax.
Talk to him.
That guy's not an SPL sub. That guy should not be starting. He's not
blood pressure. Come on. All right.
Sounds like he beat you at some point. What happened?
Oh shit.
I don't know.
All right. Wrapping up on the Runers, one of the better teams, I think we all agree, with flexibility. I think Colvin plus Quiznos as a substitute is a good pairing as well for doubles. Those guys are close friends, work well together. Subs are pretty good too. I do want to add to the friend of Mr. Go note that I talked to him shortly after he signed up, and he specifically told me that he definitely feels more comfortable in GSC, but is also all right at RBY. Like he said, he would be confident he could get wins, so it's not that far out of place, at least in his own opinion.
Earthworm said
for
that
what
last
that's
year.
worth. I'm just saying for the fuller picture. It's not like they forced him out of position because they had Lavos too. Yeah, no, I think we can move on to the next team.
One thing though, I think we should highlight something about the Runers, like a dark horse kind of player here, and I think that player in this team is Ruler, because he actually kind of impressed me in the tour games that I saw of him. Yeah, I think he didn't make playoffs for some. I don't know if he actually made them in the end, but I think if he ends
missed
up
out
starting,
barely.
Yeah, if he ends up starting in SM, I was very impressed by what he did in SM in the end. Even though CBB is gonna kill me for saying this, I was kind of impressed by what I saw from Ruler. And for 5.5K, I think he could end up being a valuable buy.
That's not damn.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'd say. You guys want to go to the Tigers next?
Yeah, let's go to Tigers.
Hold up.
You,
Lavos has already gotten banned from the
ready
Smog
to
Tours
start talking
Discord.
about this?
Sign of things to come.
No, just wait till our teams meet. Just wait till our teams. I'm gonna get you banned.
Who wrote that shit, dude?
I'll make you
Take
go
it
all the
out.
way.
All right, sorry. Let's move on.
All right. Anyone want to start on the Tigers?
Go Blunder.
Go Blunder.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Tigers. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know some of these players, like in lower tiers and shit. But for SM, Black, White, or S, I think they're pretty good. I think their SMOU is pretty good. I know ES is just like a very confusing player, but he always gets the job done. And like, there's nothing more to say about that. I don't know how I feel about Zachary. I think he has some good games, but I also think he has some really bad games. But
I think he tilts really easily.
yeah, but he has had some great games as well. So I don't know. We'll see with that. Reiku and Oras. I haven't seen Reiku play in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I'm
You've
curious
seen
as to
M-Dragon
whether.
play though, right?
Yeah. What'd you say?
You've seen M-Dragon play though,
Man,
right?
M-Dragon is trash at Oras. So if that's what you're implying, I'll take that free win. But
All right.
I think Reiku's good at
Dragon's
Oras. I just haven't seen him play in like a year and a half. So I don't know. I think he's gonna bring like some Ben Gay type team like every week. That's my prediction.
They put him in DPP in World Cup, and he brought full baton pass right before it was banned, to give you an idea.
What a trooper. Actual
I respect
trooper.
that.
Dice Black White. I
He
think Dice is top 3 Black White, so it's a good ass pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'll
sure.
probably destroy with 3 Kings this week, but we'll see what happens.
That's the only game I'm sure of this week.
And then honestly, not really qualified to talk about the rest of these players.
Oh, I'll talk about the rest of these players. Ace Matador has not been good since I joined this site. What the fuck is he doing, dude? This guy is trash. He came back this year after last year. They should have learned their fucking lesson.
Oh shit.
Okay, ZF is really good. ZF is legit. I rate him top 3.
ZF.
Donut is trash, dude. Last year they started his ass in GSC, and he was so bad that they pulled him and put him in DPP, which is fine. Like, he's good at that tier, but you can't pull him this year because they don't have another GSCer. And then RBY, man, I cannot believe the Tigers fell for the Pokemon Perfect hype, which you should never do because that's not a real website. This Kaz guy won like one tournament, and people are all on his dick. He's not good, okay? He should be.
Dude, he was ranked top 3 in the rankings. Are you fucking
Yeah, that's
kidding
insanity,
me?
dude. Over people like Nails and Metal Gross who have actually like established themselves, and Beds. Like, really, you're gonna put him above them just because he has one tournament to his name? He has no SPL experience. Bet you $100 he chokes on the big stage.
God damn.
No, I'm so agreeing with you there, dude. The moment I saw Kaz Kasai third, I was like, what is going on? Who? I was actually sure that he was friends with Finchinator or some shit, because this guy's not good. This guy's actually not very good. You just see him play. He doesn't have. You can see some players in RBY have a distinct style of play and a distinct way to see RBY that gives them the edge. For example, Troller is very methodical. Troller knows the basics, and Troller loves making that little twist. The idiot ninja, he invented Gengar. You have Alexander, who is perhaps the greatest user of the timely miss, the timely crit. You have distinct playstyles. This guy doesn't have anything. I haven't seen him do anything. So putting him third just because he's a Pokemon Perfect player is just complete silliness. Actually, complete silliness.
Also, we haven't talked about the Major Bowman buy after the abysmal 2-8 Smogon Snake draft. I think that was a really bold move on their part, but I do not think it's going to pay off.
Who?
Major Bowman in double.
He went 2-8?
He did.
Holy shit.
I just want to say one more thing about the Tigers. This guy Tennis Ace has been managing for 10 SPLs now. He's only made playoffs with the Mazur bot piloting his team. That should tell you enough about this roster, man.
Hey, man, but we've been known that TDs don't know how to pick managers, so it is what it is.
Hey, true.
If there's something I need to give the Tigers credit for, is that their logo is really good.
That's such a shit compliment, too.
No, but for real. I think Pogis is about the best lower tiers buy you can get in this tournament. Perhaps some people have stated he's not, he shouldn't be rated as highly as he is because he's been kind of getting overrated. But I am very high on Pogis. I think he has a really interesting approach to the game. I think he has shown he's capable of playing absolutely fucking everything. So I respect him a lot. I think, yeah, Pearl is better than him, much better than him at UU. And that's something you want in a starter. You want a definite big presence in a tier. But versatility-wise, I don't think anyone in the lower tier beats Pogis for being able to play absolutely everything. And I think that's a boon to the Tigers. They have a good OU. Perhaps Eternal Spirit is actually a 1300 ladder player disguised as an SPL player. He makes the wildest fucking plays. That's why you cannot predict him. It's gonna end at some point. It's gonna end this SPL probably. But yeah, they have a decent OU, just decent. But I think Osh is gonna do very well. I hard recommended that guy to buy him. We didn't end up getting him, but I saw some of his plays, and even though Finchinator feels the need to shoot on him in the NU thread, I think that guy's actually gonna do well. I have him as a top 3 NU record this season.
All right. I'll add some things. First thing, they have Bro Kappa, who I rate very highly, at least in playing ability. Some of the teams maybe not, but that's definitely someone you can put into any of the Smogon Tour tiers.
Oh, Bro Kappa.
Yeah, no, that's a really good pickup for a substitute, I think. I would be shocked if he didn't end up starting somewhere at some point. I
think he's going to end up. I think I predict that Reiku is not going to play all 9 games, and then somehow Bro Kappa is going to have to come in and play SM, and someone's going to have to go to ORS.
Someone's going to ban somehow.
Yeah, that's true. What were you going to say?
I also wanted to add on Major Bowman that he did have a very bad snake, especially for his previously very high standard. But he also has a shit ton of overall SPL wins and does well on this team with this manager historically. He also has a sub in T-Man who can also clutch a UU win if needed. And so it's not all bad. Shaky slots for me are indeed Reiku, Ace Matador, and DPP. I think Kaz could do really well in RBY. I don't really buy into the Pokemon Perfect is not a site when they play 50 times the RBY tournaments that we do on Smogon. But I'll leave. I'm not going to fight you guys on that because you have intimidating join dates when it comes to opinions like that. And it gets way too loud real fast, and I'll just let it lie. ZF, ZF for ADV is a really good guy, especially with Dice on the team as well. He's definitely going positive. There's no doubt in my mind. If not a very great record. Dice is obviously incredible. So yeah, they could maybe. I probably wouldn't predict them for a playoff spot though.
Fair enough. I want to say,
go for it.
Yeah, I want to say shout out to Pogus because I also think he's pretty damn solid. Or at least like what Ray was saying, his ability to play all the tiers. I think there's something missing. That's like I don't think Pogus is super clutch, in the games I've seen him play. But he's definitely a good player, and I think that's gonna be their key player on this team. I truly think it's gonna end up being Pogus is gonna be their most important player because I've teamed with him in the past too. And he's a very good teammate. This was 2 SPLs ago. He wasn't he was our Ubers player after our guy disappeared. But he was very helpful, and I just think he's gonna end up being the star of this team.
Yeah, it's worth noting that one thing that's worth noting is their lower tiers. You have no team tournament experience yet. They both just broke into the scene via Grand Slam this year. It's always interesting to see how that transitions into an actual SPL. It's always a risk, so that's worth noting as well. The others do, obviously. Well, Cass doesn't either. But yeah, not sure why they got H-Clap, by the way, for ADV when they also have. He's like an ADV main, also from Pokemon Perfect. Did decent in the what's it called, Callus Cup. But if you have one of the better ADV players in the tournament, I guess they could move. ZF to GSC and then H-Clad to ADV if needed, and then Donut to DPP, or they can juggle some old gens because of ZF's and Donut's flexibility if needed, I guess. But I don't know what's up with that pick.
My guess is H-Clad is mostly there as an ADV builder for ZF, who is not, incredibly active, having teamed with him before. It's good to definitely have that building help from someone who plays a lot.
Yeah, but one thing I wanna comment on about juggling, the famous juggling, is that yes, this team can juggle, but does the juggling leave them better off than they were before? Because some teams like to say, yeah, we can juggle, we can move things around, but it's not just moving things around to move things around. Sometimes they move things around and you end up objectively with a worst fucking team, and that's not a sign. That's not a good sign. That's not something you should do. Good juggling teams, I don't know, would be like we mentioned on the Runers. They actually can juggle to some extent to not talking about moving Lavos out of place, but moving Jimmy, for example. Jimmy can actually be a very juggable player. In the Tigers, I think if you move ZF to GSC, it means you're moving Donut to DPP, and that's just garbage. And it means you're moving H-Clad to starting in advance, which is objectively worse than SF starting in advance. ZF, I don't know if he's even better than Donut at GSC. So they can juggle, but I wouldn't say this team has the ability to do it. I think this team is very, very... They have subs that can do a 1-for-1 trade, but they can't move around things very much, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good way of putting it. They can do 1-for-1, but they don't have the flexibility to just keep on swapping it around.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. Move on to the next.
Yes.
Yep. Classiest. Who wants to go first?
It's August. Go for it.
Who?
Right.
Me?
Yeah, you.
All right. In Sun Moon OU, we have Smogon Tour loser, Finchinator.
That's fucked.
Has been a pretty solid pick overall, I'd say. And then you've got One True Lycan. I do not know much about him. The doubles guy, I've heard good things about. In Sun and Moon Underused, you have a German guy with 30 posts, whose first post was signing up for the UU Open. I predict he's banned by mids for being...
Wait, he's German? Wait, is he German?
He is.
Hey, GG.
Yeah, That's gone.
That's the
Who's
free
that?
starter king.
Yeah, he's out of
And
here.
then you've got Nat and RU. That's a solid pick. You've got Stag figurehead Gary Oak in Never Used. I don't know why they did that. I guess he plays Never Used.
Yeah, I think he does.
Ends all his sentences with a period. Is playing Oris Rick or something. I don't know. I saw him play in World Cup. I think he's decent. Do I think that he is fit for Oris SPL? Not in particular. Zoro Dark playing black and white. I don't know. I personally think that dude's not great, but I don't play a whole lot of black and white. DPP, you've got 17K Void without Osgood support. That is a massive overpay.
Damn.
Advance, you've got the linear curve. I think he's really solid. I think without Asta, he is the best advanced player in this field. Gold, silver, crystal, you got gold, Earthworm, the GOAT, and then RBY Beds. Tournament experience, decent pick for a low price.
They have a shit ton of subs.
They do.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I mean,
You
I
know,
think
so-
they're. Oh, hey, I'm gonna talk. I think their
So-
OU is okay. Like SMOU, I think Finch for like the amount he went for, what, like 23, 25? He went for something like that, right?
Yo,
24,
Finch got
23,
drafted by
25.
I think-
though.
I think he's gonna do worse in SM than he would have done in Black White. Like I think he would have been a safer place in Black White than SM. So, but I mean, I guess they just wanted to put Zordark. I know Zordark and Finch are friends, so maybe that was their mentality that they could just finesse it that way. I don't know too much about One True Lycan, but I did see his games in World Cup, and for the most part, he seems to kind of know what he's doing. I remember I saw his games like a year and a half ago, and they were pretty bad. But when I saw him last World Cup, he definitely had a stronger showing, and I think he picks his teams pretty well. And then, or SLU Bad Dummy. I don't know too much about Bad Dummy. I mean, I'm not super impressed, but I also think that August, you said that you don't think he's capable. I think he might prove to be capable. I think he's very passionate about the tier. From what I see, he's always talking about it. So like, that's a good sign because people really hate Oras, but he seems to really be into it.
Yeah, I've only seen his World Cup performance, and honestly, I was actually fairly impressed.
Yeah,
there.
he brought some pretty standard
it's a
teams,
small
but
sample
I like
size.
that.
Small
Mhm.
sample size. That's not a playoff team. We didn't see any real games, any playoff games.
That's fair, that's fair. But he did have a decent pool. He played me, he played Axel 10, and there was another guy. Oh, some Greek guy. But like the games he played, they're pretty decent.
Yeah.
So not too worried about him. I think he could put up like a 4-5, 5-4 if he goes hard.
I think it was a fucking travesty that Bad Dummy was ranked 7 in the power rankings when he's basically only had the World Cup. Like, if you have on the description on the power rankings, if over a third of your description is about one game you played, because 1/3 of the description is talking about how he incredibly outmaneuvered a Mega Charizard Y. That's just stretching it. That's just reaching too much, dude. Like, how you gonna put him over Snane, Leru, and even GTM? GTM dipped last. He didn't even dip last year. He had a.
Because that's the new thing on Smogon, dude. The more you talk, the less you have to play.
Yeah, the more
He
you
shows
talk,
his face every single day, so that's enough now.
It's fucking ridiculous. Snane has a lot more. He has a lot more tournaments. Leru is fucking 11-4 all time in team tournaments,
Which is an
Even
amazing
with that-
record.
Yeah, that's a great record. And you have Get This Money, who last year was ranked top 4. Yeah, I'll Get This Money had the bullshit that happened last year, but you're still not going to put a complete newcomer over him. I think that was incredibly silly. And I think that's reaching so hard. Super reaching. I think Bad Dummy's a good advanced player, actually. I played some games with him in advance. I think he has a really good grasp in the game. Auras probably as well. But he's not I don't see him as a number 7 ranked. And I'm not even saying this because the power rankings. I made the power rankings. The power rankings are a pointless exercise. They're just to pass the time, but it gives us a little bit of like structure to go on things. And 7 is just not a thing I agree with here. And also this team, I completely agree with you, Finchinator in SM. He had a good Smogon Tour season. He reached finals, got dunked by Zomog. He's not a 24K player, Sam. He's not a 24K player. Finchinator suffers from Finchinator syndrome, in which he's double the price he would go for just because it's Finchinator and he's going to work his ass off. And
Finch build teams like for his teammates and shit?
He does.
I don't know. He makes graphics.
Yeah. He will.
Okay. Because I was just wondering because that's probably why he went for as much as he did. I just wasn't sure.
It's also why they bought Zoroark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if he's gonna build teams, you can justify the price tag.
Yeah.
But honestly, in a vacuum, you wouldn't pay 24K for Finchinator on playing ability. You would not.
I guess that's fair.
That's true.
Can we talk about how Zomog beat Finchinator in finals and then drafted him?
Yeah, that's a savage play. He really made him his bitch, dude. I don't know what to say.
Finch told me they played another best of 3, and he also lost that one. So Zomog.
Zomog really got his number.
That's his daddy right there.
Where someone was calling out Finch. They were saying like, "Man, Finch, you really got cucked by Zomog. He beat you, and now he's drafting you." And Finch said, "I'm gonna get that man another trophy."
That's the best response.
Yeah, that's a great mentality, man.
Yeah.
I like the classiest, honestly. I think they have a pretty good team. They do have a couple like big question mark slots, like Eddie and Gary Oak, Bad Dummy. But like all in all, they're pretty solid, and most of their guys have like some SPL experience in the past, and they're like seasoned tournament players. And I also think they have one of the best old gens, because aside from Bad Dummy, I mean Zoroark is pretty proven in Black White when he's not choking every other game. Void is good. Like Lanier is the best ADVer in this pool because it's a lot weaker this year than last year. Earthworm is definitely top 3 GSC, and Beds is like, I don't know. I'd put him in the upper half of RBY. He definitely knows his stuff.
Bed's probably trash. I want to ask about Void. Is Void actually good? I saw him lose to SG, and SG is super trash. So I want to just make sure. You think Void is worth 17K? You think it was worth 17K though?
I don't think you have to be good in DPP to get wins.
That's true.
I don't think that you should spend 17K on a DPP player. It's a high variance tier, right? I play this tier for a living. It's a high variance tier, and he doesn't even have. Finchinator is building his DPP teams this year, not even Osgood. Would you pay 17K for someone who doesn't know the tier? Like, well,
he didn't even ladder Latias, man.
On playing ability.
He doesn't. He didn't even ladder the Latias test, so he probably
he armchaired it though.
He armchaired the shit out of it, but he didn't lather it. So
yeah, but the DPPers suck this year anyway, so probably
that's what I was going to reach with the price thing. You don't pay. The thing about paying 17K for Void is it's less that you're paying 17K because he's worth 17K as a player. Perhaps he is. I actually think Void is a very good player, but you're paying it in relation to everyone else in the competition, because you could have, if you eliminate the top 5 ranked DPP players, which are, give me 1 second, which are, Roscoe, Jimmy, Void, Toph, and Malekith. Malekith 5, holy shit. Okay. If you remove
you went for like 3, right? Yeah.
If you remove all those 3, would you say you would pay 15K for Deep Blue Sea or Soul Gazer, which are 6 and 7?
No.
Probably. I think you probably would, because everyone else is so shit.
I don't think I would.
You wouldn't?
No.
Would you just let it go to shit? Like, okay, I'm gonna pay 3K on Gara?
I would do what I did and buy Malekith and just give him support.
Yeah, but Malekith's a great player. You gotta remove him from here. I'm talking, the pool is random 1, 2, 3, Soul Gazer, and Deep Blue Sea. And everyone wants Deep Blue Sea and Soul Gazer because you can see them absolutely crushing the people under them. So everyone's going to up it.
Yeah, I get what you mean now.
That's kind of what I mean with.
It's like scarcity. It's like scarcity, so you just have to put that much money on them. Yeah.
Yes, because otherwise you're left with something much weaker.
Much weaker, yeah. And even if that player is not that good, it's just in relation to the other players.
It's in relation to the player pool. That's what happened in DPP this year. Because if you had the people from last year in DPP, Void wouldn't go 17K, but you don't, so he has to go that.
That's a good way of looking at it.
I wouldn't worry about his teams. Like after week 1, he has 9 winning teams to choose from anyway, and it's fine. He'll get someone to give him something. So long as he doesn't actually build his own team, he's fine.
That's sounds like me. Nice.
I wouldn't worry about it too much.
He can definitely play.
I just babysit his scheduling every day, tag him every day. That's what you need to do, and then he's fine.
Damn.
He won't make a mistake in game. Like he's really good at playing. He won't fuck up. Just make sure he actually gets to the game at the scheduled time with the team, and you're fine.
Damn.
And something to note about this team is that they have really good. Well, they have some of the best players in lower tiers, like mainers. They have Nat, who, from having a really shit, was it Snake?
Yeah,
2 years
Snake
ago.
won.
Yeah, completely shit Snake. Turned it around, destroyed SPL, destroyed. He played Snake. She played Snake last year, right?
Yeah, 3-1. Didn't make playoffs. Didn't make stage 2. So
great in Snake. Probably would have gone 6-2 or some shit.
Yeah, probably.
Actually, has become a mainstay and the complete top of the RU players. They have MBCPT, who's ranked the best player in doubles right now. I don't think
that's the most talented human being of all time.
He's really good. He has a third eye for doubles. Always. It's actually
my favorite. I had him in Snake this year, and that's like one of
they got him like third round or some shit.
Good things about that experience for me. He was so good. He was so good.
We got him like third round or some shit. We were thinking, wait, why are you gonna get a doubles player at third round? But it ended up working out real well because that guy's a beast.
Yeah, he's just, we wanted him. We thought he was gonna be incredible, and he was.
He was.
Yeah.
I think this team probably top 5. Probably top 5.
Yeah, I agree. They could be top 5, but I think they could. I don't think they're gonna crash and burn. I think they might just like stay average if that is like a possibility. But I don't think this is the type of team to like lose steam. I think that they'll keep it like.
Yeah, no, they actually have very tame personalities. If you look.
Yeah, they don't have anyone crazy.
They don't have anyone like this is the antithesis of the tyrants.
Yeah, dude, these are like some chill people.
Some chill people.
They have hard workers too. They have substitutes that are good at playing too, like YGH. Insult had a good run in Blunder's tour. Min 16 is a good double sub of a recent success in the doubles ribbon thing. Shiba's obviously gonna slot into UU as soon as upper staff bans the German, and Hoodie helps Garai with NU building. So I think it's one of the better teams. I would be surprised if they missed out on playoffs myself.
I actually don't think they're going to make playoffs, but I think they could. I think they are a decent team, but I don't see them making playoffs. They don't have a leader. They don't have a leader. I am very high on having a huge vocal leader.
That's one of the concerns I've seen people say too, because Finchinator is their star player. Like that's your concern. They do have Earthworm,
not a leader though.
Yes, he's a leader that in the sense that he works very hard. He he leads by example. But if you were to say, oh, who's gonna lead you to the fucking battlefield? Finchinator or ABR or I don't know, Lavos, or it's not the same. He just doesn't have that presence. He doesn't have the accolades to be like, whoa, this guy is fucking real. We're gonna follow him because that's
true. He's not like as intimidating of a player as a lot of the other players. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's definitely a good presence. He's definitely a leader in his own way, but he's not someone I'd be like, yeah, let's fucking go, dude. Yeah, no, I don't see myself doing that.
Alright, should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Cryos are next.
Man, I'll talk about
fucking
the Cryos.
Garbage, dude.
Let's get started on the Cryos. Oh my god.
Let's go.
Well, I mean,
let me have it.
They dropped a quarter of their funds on ABR.
Yo, how do you put 38K on a player and it's not the first ranked player?
That's all I want
to ask you, dude. That's all I want to ask you.
What's going on?
To be fair to these guys, I think ABR is worth it sometimes. He hasn't had the best year compared to last year, but I think the team support that he brings is still pretty much unrivaled. So like I understand that, and their SM core is pretty good with BTB as well. But looking down the rest of this team, man, I'm seeing like huge question marks. HT I know is like kind of washed up and doesn't really play much anymore, and I think he's gonna have a hard time in the tough field of UU this year. In Ores, you have Leru, who again I think is a person who would be better suited to other tiers like SM or NU maybe. I think he's gonna struggle in Ores. Black White, they paid how much for Obi? I forget, but it was a fuck ton.
10.5K.
10.5 for him to start.
Yeah, man,
10
for
rupees.
Black and White, like, is that really his best tier? I don't buy that at all.
Black White's not an easy like I think he's gonna get completely
Yeah.
smashed by like the Soul and Dice, Ojama, etc.
Yeah, and then you got Malekith in DPP. I don't even think he's played that tier in 2 years, if not more. Meanwhile, last OST, he made the semifinals. Like, why not put him in SM and get
The
someone
one
else
before that
besides
too, by the way.
BTB? Yeah, I mean he's incredibly consistent, but I don't think DPP is where he shines. And then they have, oh my god, they have Vil in ADV. Which, are you kidding me? Like, I understand the Danilo mistake where you didn't ask a guy who signed up as a joke if he signed up as a joke, but still, now you're putting a guy who is like the definition of washed up in a tier that's fairly competitive.
God
And then they
damn.
have Keenan, who I had.
Very competitive. this year.
Listen, I thought he was okay last year. He's yet to prove me right. Let's just put it that way. I had him at the bottom of the barrel this year in what is the toughest GSC field we've ever seen. He's going to get torn to shreds. Alex is great. I mean, nothing to say there. But then look at their subs. You have Danilo, who quit,
Who
and
quit?
then Arafine, who was an instant loss wherever you put him.
No.
I mean, they're going to have to rely hard on
Yeah,
ABR
actually, they have no
and my
subs.
boy
Yeah.
Elodin to hard carry this team.
Fucking Elodin has to carry this team. That's funny.
Yeah.
We
Love
have
to go in
Asna
August,
as
by the way.
well in RU, the best player in his field by far.
We'll see. We'll see,
Ashna
bro.
talks too much for how good
Talks
he is.
talks a
but
little
yeah, he's
too much,
pretty good.
bro.
Dude, ABR
SMB
still.
also is very good at doubles. He just had
Yeah,
an
he is.
incredible seasonal
Yeah, he
run.
is. He's really good. And 5.5K for him is so much lower than I thought he'd go for. I thought he would go for
Who?
like 9. SMB.
Oh, okay.
That's the doubles forum daddy. Like, he fucks everyone up in the doubles forum, the double circuit.
in the double.
But Vale, ABR still has this weird ass dream that he's actually gonna get Vale to use a standard team. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, bro. That man's using.
Get it straight
Articuno.
already. ABR. It's not gonna fucking happen. He's gonna come up with the fucking Nuzleaf in week 1. You're not gonna know what to do. Keenan will obviously already explained. I think Malekith's really good, but he's gonna show up and he's gonna be like, oh, when did we unban Latias?
No, he played Latias. He asked me, or I asked him if he wanted it banned or unbanned, and he said he wanted it unbanned. So I.
Damn.
Oh, so he doesn't know shit about DPP. Okay.
Y'all can't win. I want to ask a question. The Leroux, I've never seen him play. I think I've only seen one game by him, so I wanted to know what you guys thought about him. I know he went for 11.
That man has the bot, so he cannot.
Yeah. Oh, does he actually have the bot?
Probably.
He's German,
Oh,
so
that
Fair
was-
enough.
Best
But,
friends to Lazar or some shit.
I trust ABR's prep. I think he'll be able to help Leroux put up a good record. BTB, I think, is also pretty good in SM. He's in my tour top 8 right now.
He is. He's been playing some great
He's been
Pokemon.
playing some great Pokemon. He's been making some great teams. He's very energetic. Yeah,
He is.
I'm
That man's
high on him as a player. So I think that was a great pick for them as well.
Yeah, that also takes a little bit of the burden of building for another SM slot off ABR because BTB builds all his own stuff and ABR just
Yeah.
has to check it.
So what's ABR building then? Just his and Oras?
Yeah,
He's gonna build every tier. He won't be able to
builds
stop
Black White,
himself.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
black white.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah,
if you
that's fair.
if you think ABR is not gonna pop by the RU channel and drop some RU takes you wrong, he's gonna force himself into the building of every tier. Trust me.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's
that's
fine,
building all the
that's
white
fine.
teams and shit.
There are some
Oh,
tiers that
absolutely,
trust ABR,
absolutely.
But
He built a team for me in World Cup and I used it. That man's he's everywhere.
Yeah, he's
sucks
gonna be
for
everywhere.
Yeah.
I hope Elodin has a good season. I think
Probably
he's a pretty
will.
decent player.
I don't, because watching a loading fail is so much more entertaining than watching him succeed.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
so
I
much
hope
more
we'll no
entertaining.
nines.
Damn, that's crazy.
He's a good NU player. I mean, he finally realized he's not gonna cut it in OU, so he dropped to NU. But
Damn. All right, let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real though. I think this team is not making playoffs. What you guys think?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
fucking
no chance.
ABR, dude. It's ABR. He
No,
always
that's not
makes
enough for me.
playoffs.
This team looks like shit. I don't think
Always
they make
makes playoffs, dude.
Coming from the number 8 ranked team over there, pipe
Hey,
up.
man, it is what it is. But this team has no
Alright.
subs. They have some questionable ass slots. I don't think ABR can save this Titanic. This shit's gonna drown by week 6 or 7. I don't believe this.
I don't know, dude. My first reaction when I saw this team was like, holy shit, they actually went and drafted this trash. But the more I look at it, the more I think they're gonna do so much better than I think they will. I think Obi is gonna grab at least 4 wins for some reason. I don't know why. Everyone's banking on Obi doing bad in black and white, and I totally see it because Obi's a great dude. He's a good player, but black and white is not the field for him. I feel, but he's gonna snag 4 wins. He has fucking ABR by his side. I don't know. I see them making playoffs. I actually do.
I think it'll depend on black and white through GSC. Like RBY is going to be great. They have Alex, but the old gens above RBY, if they work, they'll probably make playoffs. But if they don't, I think they'll miss out.
And you know, something you can't understate is that ABR could play black and white. Because ABR is really fucking good at that generation.
No, I think you overrate him in black and white.
You
Personally,
think so?
I think he's good in all the S tier tiers, but I really don't think he's that good in black white. Like if you asked me to rank him in black white, he'd be like 5th or 6th.
Really? You'd rank him 5th?
I don't think he's better than Dice. I don't think he's better than Ojama.
Posho? No, dude.
No, I don't think he's better than Posho black white. Or I think they're like the same.
Really?
Okay, look, like I said, I think ABR is an amazing player, but black white is definitely his weakest of the 3, and I don't think he's gonna carry it as hard. Like,
damn,
I don't know.
That's an
What's your-
interesting take.
We'll see.
Think he would. Yeah, we'll see. I don't think he's gonna be moved to black and white. I don't think it's gonna happen. They don't have the ability to move shit. But if they somehow did, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not hard to come up on good teams either in black and white. Like you can reuse teams, and it's pretty obvious like what works in this metagame. So
yeah,
I don't think picking teams will be that hard. It's just learning kind of the ins and outs of the tier.
Also, their one substitute is in like GMT +6. So if on Sunday night someone misses the time, it's an activity loss.
they're fucked.
There's just no escaping it. There cannot be any scheduling error whatsoever. Nothing.
Unless
lost.
it's Barath.
Yeah, this team is not giving up any activity else.
You have Barry Love, my dude.
Train wreck.
Nah, we got ABR paging them if they aren't at the scheduled time. That man's calling their landline, hitting the pager, email, text, everything.
Oh, can we get off this team? Oh my god.
Yeah, bro, this shit's insufferable. Next team.
Speaking of insufferable, we have the Tyrants.
For sure.
Let them talk, Blunder. Let them say their shit.
Let them say what they gotta
Let
say,
them
dude.
talk
It is what
shit.
it is.
All right,
Damn.
anyone want to go first, or should I just?
They're all so scared of going first.
I know, bro. They're scared as hell of us. It is what it is.
Go ahead, Tony. I got something coming up.
Oh, okay. We'll keep you in
Fucking
the
runs
back.
away.
Alright, what's up?
All right. I have the Tyrants. Actually, I do have them as written down as a playoff team, most likely. I went really hard on Poak myself as well to start off. I wanted him for SM as well, but you guys had no limit on him whatsoever, so I had to let him go. I think Emilio, your doubles player, is the second best after Edu. Maybe even about at the same level. He's incredibly good at doubles. Won the last seasonal, won the Smog on Tour thing for doubles, their equivalent of Smog on Tour. And obviously his VGC showing this year was almost perfect. Almost. Lower tiers, Risky. Christo has the history, has the experience, but is a question mark, obviously. All the support you could possibly want, though, with both Hog and Aselgor, who I love, by the way. I had him on in Snake 2. and he's an incredible teammate. Very active, very friendly, builds teams. Could not be more positive about him. Great buy. AIM, I love AIM, obviously. Great RU player. Team building might be a bit of an issue, but he'll get teams from somewhere. It's kind of like Void in that way. He'll just get a team from somewhere and play. Except he has infinite resources in that regard. ICT, whose individual paragraph was all about Rodri Blutar, which is hilarious.
That's ridiculous.
That's actually really funny.
Holy shit.
Once someone pointed that out to me, I died laughing. It was all about. It's so funny.
No, dude, and you know the worst part? They're like, oh, who's gonna speak to Rodri? Rodri's gonna be secret. They have a fucking Mexican manager and actually speak Spanish. Like, what the fuck?
It's not that bad either. Like I had Rodri on the Wolfpack last year, and I never had trouble understanding him. It's really overstated so badly.
Yeah,
it's really no big deal at all. ICT, I had him written down as a guaranteed cryo, but then you guys got the whole Hida Fajita gang and just started bidding, and now he's here. He's obviously flexible too, and they have Rodri for lower tiers as well. We'll see how he does, but if he doesn't do well, which I don't think will happen, but if he doesn't do well, they have Rodri, so no big deal. Auras, all right, I guess. We Three Kings.
Well, hold up.
Hold up.
No, obviously, number one ranked. Also, just someone who just has every team and gets every team. It should be fine. Great playing ability. He's just gonna bring the same team 3 times, win all 3 times, even though he's getting counter teams. It's not gonna matter. It's how it always goes. I wonder if you're going to stall again this year, though. That would be something.
Do it for the viewers.
Yeah, just do it, man. Just 1 or 2 times.
Yeah, log your videos, you get more ads, right?
No, his viewers wouldn't give him. I think
most of my viewers probably turn this shit off by now, real talk, but we'll see.
I'm confident. Like I'll tell my RU player he doesn't have to worry about Joey stalling because he could never get away with that on his YouTube channel. Never. That's a 40-60 like dislike ratio. Never.
Dude, they're savages on YouTube.
Do you know who his manager is?
Oh, the fucking best manager on Smogon.com.
That's Stall Daddy, dude.
Tony Flygon.
That's Stall Daddy. I'm making everyone in my team use stall at least once this tournament.
Yeah,
at least once.
YouTube can't keep him chained. We'll take the dislikes for the playoffs.
Yeah,
it is
we'll
what
take
it is.
the dislikes. What the fuck?
Would you really though?
That man's gonna make.
All I know is last time I stalled, man, my vid got 250 dislikes. Do you know how many dislikes that is? That's more than I get in like 2 months of videos.
That's a fucking YouTube strike right there, dude.
Yeah, bro. I thought my shit was gone.
All right, I'll move on. We Three Kings in black and white, which is the first time he actually gets to play black and white in a team tournament, and as far as I know, it's his favorite. How he'll do, we'll have to see. He's up against Dice in week 1, so there's always week 2. But no, I like him a lot. He's my Team Europe teammate, and he could do well. He knows black and white inside out. I know that much. How it's going to translate record-wise, we'll have to see. Keep an eye on his scheduling, Ray. It's a mess every time. Gary the Gengar DPP. You're going to have to explain that pick to me. I don't like that at all. I hate his attitude. So every time he speaks, I get angry. It's
the only
that goes well with the Tyrants, doesn't it?
That's true. Pick. Yeah. Ridiculously aggravating personality, and then he go mid game, just joins the lobby to talk shit, and then
I love his guns. I fucking love it.
The only time I've even seen him play DPP recently was just flaming people for being stall noobs.
Hey, people show passion in different ways. It was.
You make blue and work too, so
facts.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, if you're gonna suck on BKC for showing on X-Ray for showing passion because he complains on the forums, I'm gonna back back down on my man Gary for showing passion that way. So
Real talk, real talk.
Oh my god, I'm gonna block you both on Discord after this. Jesus Christ.
Hey man, he has a
Alright.
love for the game that's unrivaled, and y'all gonna see it this SPL.
All right. Markup ADV. Actually, someone Asta recommended to me to get after he decided not to play himself.
Yeah, who was immediately vetoed because I don't know. He's 0-1 already.
Yeah, he lost today. If you haven't seen it, but it's just week 1, and he had one of the better opponents. He had a real shit matchup. I don't think he could have done anything.
That was that was the worst matchup for that team. It was actually ridiculous because
he did have a great run in. You want to actually spend time analyzing the game?
I wanted to analyze the game.
So sad. Sorry, I didn't want to. Okay, I didn't want to hurt your feelings there. Okay, let's not do that though, because that's just not this kind of, platform, I guess. As for his ability throughout the tournament, like long term, am I lagging?
No.
No, you're good.
No, you're fine.
I was just dead silent for a second, and okay. I think he'll do fine. I think he's gonna be like average record wise. I'm not discouraged yet. I don't know about team choice or if this was just extremely unlucky in terms of matchup, but he's had good recent results in the Callus Invitational thing as well. Is very active, very knowledgeable in ADV. Also one of those tyrants' personalities, I guess. You really did get all of them, didn't you? Sokata, I think is good, but like Lavo said, the GSC field is stacked, so we'll have to see if good is enough. But definitely like 3-4 wins at worst, I'm imagining. And Troller, as mentioned before, is elite RBY. Rodri is more of a diverse sub you can just throw anywhere instead of hard supporting from the bench, whereas Selgor is the opposite and is one of the more active, talkative, and building guys. So that's a good blend in terms of substitutes, I'd say. And CTC is just the heat of pick.
No, CTC has been making all of our SM teams. He's been testing a lot. I know some people think that he just does not play Pokemon, but
shout out to the base lord.
He helped me in Smogon Tour as well when I was preparing an SM. I always run my ship through him. That's not a meme. So
I'm gonna be honest. When I got CDC, I wasn't expecting too much. I was like, okay, this guy's half retired. He's not gonna be doing much. Holy fucking shit! He doesn't shut up. Every day a new team. Every hour a new team. Every hour a new fucking replay.
And all the replays.
Look at this bad matchup I just fucking stomped.
Look at this Starfac I just beat every 30 minutes of this shit.
It's actually impressive how passionate he is about the game, even though he doesn't play. He doesn't participate in Smogon it that much.
Yeah.
So definitely very happy with that.
One thing I want to touch on as well is Ban Manaphy as SM2. People were shocked when they saw me not upbidding him because he's been on my team in every team tournament he's played so far. The reason for that is, one, he, at least before the draft, wasn't really feeling Sun Moon OU as a tier. And he's not someone that you can expect to want to play all 9 weeks. He will request a sub at some point, most likely. He has on my teams. In terms of potential and how well he can play a game, it's very high, and the reward can be very great. He's always done great in World Cup for us, but I don't think he'll play every week. And looking at your substitutes, I'm not sure how you're gonna is CTC gonna actually slot in? If
you guys can't play in call though, you know that, right?
Hey, relax. US West. Anyways,
maybe he will play 9 weeks this tournament, but that's one of the reasons I decided against getting him for this one, just because of what he's been saying in chats we share and history of sitting out at least 1 or 2 games.
That's fair.
Can I run down the tyrants real quick? I think I've discovered a common theme. Right,
Go
this was
for
my
it.
team last year, so I sort of know the deal. Ray likes to get people who don't play and try to get them to play. But let's just go down the lineup here. In OU, we got Poek and Mana, two people who haven't played in a year. Pass. In doubles, we got M
Wait.
Forbes, who clearly isn't too good on the big stage since he lost in VGC World Finals.
Oh
Pass.
my God!
In
Shut up.
Oh my
SMUU,
god, this nigga's
Christo,
mad, dude.
a man who has not
Mad
a
as
man
fuck.
who has not played Pokemon since he discovered Fortnite. Pass. AIM only plays for viewers. Pass. ICP, literal Nazi. Pass. Blunder, same thing
Okay,
as
that is
AIM,
true.
but
Are you
only
serious?
good
I'm
for
best preview player on the
subs.
site.
Pass.
What?
We Three Kings talks more than he plays. Pass. Gary the
That's
Gengar
fair.
lives in
That's
the band.
true.
Pass. Gilbert Arenas has never won a team tour game in his life. Pass.
Okay.
Sulcata, actually a good player. I like that guy a lot.
Oh my.
And Troller, I guess he found out SPL exists after playing the 80 Pokemon Perfect Tours a year that he does, but he's actually the top of the field, so he's pretty good too. It's pretty good. But overall, I think you guys are trying to sort of resurrect the dead here with this team, and I'm not sure how it's going to play out.
It's not
for
as
you.
bad as last year. Nowhere
You
near
know,
as
I
bad
think-
as last year in terms of resurrection attempts.
True, you revived too many people last year in Tyrants. I think
Yeah,
They
that
were.
taking
They
a-
all went positive.
I think
it did
taking a
work so
break.
well with Earthworm.
I
But
think taking a break for a year doesn't really change anything if you're a good player. I'd much rather have a player like Poek and Mana. If you've seen their track records, it's both fucking fantastic in OU. And I'd rather have players like that have taken a year off than players that just talk every fucking day and go 4-4 in every tournament they play. And I really
Yeah.
think that, and I also
Preach.
think that team building and all that doesn't really matter because I have every fucking team ever in Gen 7, Gen 6, and Gen 5 OU. I literally have all those teams ever. And so I think that's not going to be a big
All
deal
of those
giving them
teams
teams.
ever.
Every good team, I already have it. So I think it's not a big deal when it comes to building.
Yeah.
Solved game.
I
No,
think that would be fine.
on a serious note, I think these guys are probably a playoff team. As long as random Gary the Gengar or Markop or We Three Kings doesn't go full cancer on you guys and you're just like left without a slot.
Yeah,
I
this
think
team's kind of,
it's a pretty strong roster if everyone is performing up to their potential.
I think shit could go nuclear.
I have the Tyrants as a playoff team, but I could also see them just exploding from the inside if something goes wrong.
There's actually three things I like about when I get a team. Those three things are: one, I want a team of absolute madmen. I want them to go crazy. I want it to be unbearable. I want them. It always works. Mainly
Did it
because
work in
I'm in the team.
So
Oh,
far,
it's-
you're hitting every box.
I want a team that is very versatile. I want a team that I can switch around heavily. This team, I feel I can juggle things around. If something doesn't work out, I can put with Three Kings in advance, move Blunder to black and white. Blunder in black and white. Blunder actually really wants to play black and white.
Yeah, I'll be beating Ojama Wike. Y'all can wait for that.
Poe can do auras. We can move CTC to start. You have Rodri to move to NU. You have Rodri who could do several tiers. You have AIM who could actually do DPP because his favorite mon is now unbanned. I think versatility is there. If things don't work out, we can switch around and it's not going to be worse. And third is that I don't know why people keep saying that, oh, you're resurrecting the dead. And it always works. It always works. People think that if you take a year off, oh shit, you forget how to use a keyboard. It's fucking Pokemon, dude. You come back,
This shit is not that hard. Like
you get the hang of it, and Crystal. Oh, he plays a lot of Fortnite. Crystal's already has 4 teams bailed for the tournament. Like,
Oh,
it's
that's good for
Crystal.
him, man.
It's Crystal. How are you gonna doubt him? How are you gonna doubt Crystal? He
I don't
destroyed
know,
everyone
man.
last
After
FPL.
the tiebreak, I'm not so high on Christo.
the tiebreak you ran away from, pussy. All right, move on.
The tiebreak I was not allowed into. Come on.
Whatever.
I was like,
All
oh
right,
shit, it's
all right.
BKC, dude.
So
Yeah,
PC, my greatest nemesis.
You guys want to move to the bigs, or do you want to have a last note?
No, I think it is what it is. We can move on.
All right, the bigs, the second-ranked team in the power rankings.
How?
Make of that what you will. Well, they have a very power ranking friendly lineup. Like everyone has had games in team tournaments before. It's like I think their highest ranked player is 3rd, and their lowest ranked player must be like 8th or 7th at worst. It's like very just across the board score points for the power ranking.
Is it the Bigs? Which one of the Bigs?
Yeah. The bigs.
Oh yeah, the Bigs.
So
Yeah.
you want to
Go,
go,
go.
Ray, or should I go?
No,
All
go.
right. All right. So I actually was doing power rankings with Zomog like a few days ago, and I put these guys 6th. I was surprised to see him 2nd because I looked down this roster and like the one word that comes to mind is safety. You know, they got a bunch of players who pretty much everyone here has experience in team tournaments before, and they're all like middle of the pack guys, but they don't have a lot of standouts. You know, they have Sedumus and they have like FLCL, but I don't think he's that good at black white. And then everyone else is just kind of whatever. You know, Kushalos maybe, but I like this team seems like solid all around, but you know, I'm not sure about their abilities to get into playoffs, and even if they do get there, like I'm not sure how they're going to fare in playoffs just because they don't have that kind of standout guy. And like
Yeah,
I'm
who
not
the
sure who the
fuck
leader on
hybrid?
this team. I'm not sure who the leader is going to be because both their expensive picks in Sedumas and FLCL don't like talk very much. You know, they're like pretty quiet personalities. Probably the loudest person on this team is Chulio, but I don't know if he's the kind of guy you want to lead your squad.
No, they got Soul Gazer, dude.
Oh yeah,
They
but
got
that's like the
Soul
same
Gazer.
thing, dude.
That's like
That's
That's
the
arguably
same
worse.
thing.
That's arguably worse.
Yeah. Team Cancer without ABR, right, guys?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
big facts.
I don't know. Like I had a middle of the pack because that's what like comes to mind when I look at this roster. But you know, tell me I'm wrong.
All right. So from what I see, like I don't know how they'll work as a team, but I do think a good amount of these players are just like solid. Like Sidumas, top 3 SMOU player to me. So I think he's gonna do great. He always does great. You don't gotta really worry about him too much, is the vibe I get from him. So I think that's a great buy. Sabella, I guess, is like definitely not as good as Sidumas, but he just needs to find his footing. But I think I'm gonna expect like 5-4 from him. I don't know their lower tiers that much, but I know Kushalos is really good at NU, like really good. I remember I wanted us to go for him, but then he got retained. But yeah, I think he's like the best NU player in the pool. That's like my personal opinion because I love watching him play, and I think he's very solid.
Damn.
X-Ray,
Best one?
I think he's the best. Yeah, by playing, I trust Kushalos the most. But or SLU X-Ray, I put X-Ray top 3 in my ranks, so I'm high on him. FLCL black white, I don't know. FLCL is kind of weird in black white. I think his teams are kind of bad. Yeah, I think
He's
his teams
very
are pretty bad in black white.
one-dimensional in the black and white,
Yeah.
isn't he? He always uses offense. He doesn't stray away from that.
Yeah, he
Always
really
uses
doesn't.
hard-hitting
But
offense.
he still can have like really excellent showings. And in the last
Yeah.
Smogon tour, not the last one, 25, I remember he was doing really, really well. And the one before that as well, 24, the one he made finals. Like he was just, I don't know. He can get it right. It's just like surprising to see him in black and white because this is not something you'd expect for him to sign up for SPL and just be playing black and white for 9 weeks. Like you would never expect that. So I'm kind of unsure. Golden Sun, I just remember when last time I played with Golden Sun SPL 8, I think he did really bad and he was really enthusiastic and he was really like he really hated the game. He kept saying like I never get lucky, I hate this shit. This is my last game forever. So to see him back, I want to know, has he even been playing? Like has he done anything in the last 2 years? Or is it going to be a repeat of last season? So that's something I'm also worried about.
Hasn't done anything.
So yeah.
That's also something I find funny because you got people like certain players that come back after 6 months, 7 months of not playing a game, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, his definition of crust, he's bad." But then you have people like Dexay and Golden Sun coming back, and it's like, "Oh, the gods are back. They haven't played in 7 years, but the gods are back." That's something that surprised me. These power rankings, there was I know you asked very different people, so you can't expect uniformity, but it was so inconsistent. So inconsistent in how people were ranked. You cannot expect consistency, but I think the degree of which the ranks were inconsistent this year, and that's not a jab at the rank makers. That's just something that surprised me of the whole results, is that there's so much inconsistency in it. And Golden Sun hasn't. Golden Sun is really weird because he goes away, comes back. Usually, this is like the 3rd time he comes back, and when he comes back from being away, he always does well. And then he slowly steeps down, goes down. He becomes completely hating the game, and then he quits. So I think this one might actually work out for them if history is something to go by right now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Golden Sun goes like 3-6 or gets benched before that.
You think so?
For who? Valentine ADV?
I don't know. Ultra Bowls, maybe.
Hey, Lavo Spawn, can you confirm a rumor I heard in US West? I heard Valentine ADV, but I heard it was maybe someone else controlling. Can you tell me what you know about that?
Wait,
I don't know. I think he has a brother or something.
All right, for sure.
Oh, is it Undisputed? We're talking about Undisputed. Are we? I'm kind of slow right now. I think so, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, looking at this team, even if they do make the playoffs, I don't do they have good tiebreakers? I would be very worried about this team in a tiebreak looking at the roster. Like,
Well,
I guess you would put in FLCL and Soulgazer, maybe, alongside C. Dumas, but
I think if
you want tie-breaking for you? Is that who
if
you
you
want?
look,
they're
You're-
gonna
I
pick
think
like
they
they're
do
gonna
have
pick
good
like
tie
X-Ray
breaks,
and
though.
C. Dumas, I think.
Kushalos
they
can
do
cover any lower tier too. He can
True.
cover UU or
FLCL
RU
as
as well.
FLCL does really well in lower tiers too, and see, you have a top 3 SM player that already gives you a big
Maybe
advantage.
maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. I think FLCL is better than X-Ray at ORAS. So if I think it came down
Yes.
to it, I
True.
think
Yeah.
I think you could
I
put him
agree.
in a
I
tiebreak.
definitely
If
agree.
for some reason you were gonna play ORAS, I would put FLCL. I think he's better. Yeah.
X-Ray Retain was whack to me. I don't
Yeah.
understand.
It was
that
so
much.
bad. How are you gonna
And
play
they
17?
they spent a lot of money on Sage as well. And King Wynot, that guy's on my rarely used World Cup team, and he's like 0-4 and like insane nonsense and doesn't link his games and like chooses his moves with like a random number generator.
That guy did well in Snake, and it went to head really fucking fast. He thinks he's the shit right now, and it doesn't work like that, buddy. You gotta show some more consistency than that. He thinks he probably if you ask him, he probably thinks he's the best RU player in SPL. One thing's confidence, and one thing's being deluded. I don't think he's gonna do very well.
You guys want to move on to Team France?
No, wait. This team actually has something that not all teams have, which is 2 players for doubles, and I think that's a big boon. They
Yeah,
have
and
Lunar
Lunar's
and
really
Esro.
good.
Lunar's the best team player you can have.
Yeah, he's a really great team player.
Yeah, the Ruiners had that as well, which is something that I didn't mention. But yeah,
I think with every SPL that has happened, more teams and more people have realized how important it is to have to not just isolate your doubles player. I mean, the Tyrants did it, but we trust M4s. But most teams actually think, okay, we need someone that can actually communicate with this guy because we're not going to just leave him stranded in an island. So, and the teams that have done that, it has worked for them. So, I think that's a good move by the Bigs. Also, this team has Bushtish, so this team's not going to make playoffs. Fuck that. They're not going to make playoffs.
Yeah, he already has
That's a huge curse. But I will say that Legendary Dave is not called Legendary Dave for no reason. And I think
that's a legend.
That is a legendary manager. That is the most legendary manager of all time. So I think
that's the most winning manager of all time.
That's the greatest manager in small history. So I think that if it comes down to it, this is where the manager slot will also really matter. I think Dave can make some magic happen. So
it's a great point, man. Shout outs to Dave.
Shout outs to the greatest to Dave.
You, Dave.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Scooters.
Damn.
The cesspool.
God damn.
That's the word you use to describe it, the cesspool.
Damn.
Yeah, shout outs Roscoe. He's the one who described it to me like that.
Shout outs Ojama. You let this happen?
This happens to Ojama every year, man.
Whatever. He's the one who ends up making this team, so just blame him for it.
Get Giara. Hey, get my friend Giara.
Get some proof and give him a chance.
Alright, yo, let's go.
I'll go over it. Every year they fall into the
wait, Blunder, before you start, they made an edit to the lineup compared to what's actually being played in week 1.
It's Ben and Oras, right?
Yep, Ben and Oras get his money benched and FMG as SM2.
Sure. Okay.
That's the change.
Wait, is Will of Fire starting?
No.
Nope. No.
Why not?
What?
It's Lob Kicks and FMG.
What?
Okay.
Jesus.
I mean, like, they can rotate him in if one of them loses. So
They will.
Yeah, but how are you not gonna start Will of Fire? They did some. I was gonna say. No,
he's in top 8 of my tour
Fire.
too. He just
Yeah,
beat
he's
CL.
doing.
He just
He
beat
beat
CL.
CL.
He beat CL and he played well. He played well. He's good. I was watching his games. He's good. That was like a really great series.
Yeah, Will of Fire has been steadily growing as a player because
Yeah.
you know the meme of him being just a builder, but now he's much more than that. How are you gonna bench him?
On top of that, his teams look really good.
They are so good.
They're really good. Yeah, I'm
Look, if
impressed
he's
by
that
him.
good, he'll work his way into the lineup eventually. Like,
No doubt.
No
Ben's
doubt,
gonna
but he
miss
should
a
start.
time, oversleep anyway. It's a matter. It's fine.
But,
Saw some Italians at like 3:30 a.m.
all right, I think I'll go down the lineup real quick. So
Yeah.
Lop, Kicks, and FMG are the SMOU starters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are both probably not top 10 players in the field. So I think they got kind of building heavy. I don't know how in tune Bengay is with SM, but I doubt it's going to take him a while to figure it out. He's pretty smart. So I think between Will of Fire and him, they should be able to make some good teams to give to the two guys starting. Again, though, I think they're both pretty average, middle of the road players. So I expect like 4-5, 5-4. I don't know anything about Dubs. I'm going to skip that. I think Rob Jr. is pretty good. Mop,
He was
okay.
mad cheap, by the way. Rob Jr.
Yeah, he was like 5K, right?
He was like 6K or something.
Super cheap for him because he is good. Super cheap for him.
I was very surprised he went for so little. I thought Tony would upgrade him. I guess he had Bugsy in mind.
Yeah, I was always getting Bugsinator. Yeah, that's the only reason I didn't.
Rob
that's
had
so cheap.
Rob didn't have a great snake, I think. 1, 2, and 4. That might have turned a couple managers off of him.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Arrow Black, though, I don't know about Mop anymore. I didn't even know he still played.
Mop's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
He's so active. He's
Super.
yeah,
it's like super like unpredictable. First of all, I don't think he's like that great at playing anymore. Not to say that he won't get some wins, but I'm just very curious what's gonna happen with this slot.
He did all right, didn't he? In Snake, he was actually pretty good in Snake.
Wait, he played in Snake?
Yeah, he played already in Snake.
He did all right too.
He was in my team. I drafted him.
Oh shit. Okay, bad.
No, it's surprising. He just messaged me out of the blue saying, "Yo, get me for RU. I'm gonna make it worse." And I was like, "Okay, I'll get him."
And you saw his joint date, and you were like, "Hell yeah,
let's do this." You know all about that shit.
I know. I teamed with Mop once though, and he was an amazing teammate. So
he's a really good teammate.
Amazing teammate.
And he always plays RU for whatever reason in every generation.
Didn't he join Smogon before RU was even made?
He did. Yeah.
RU was made when Batman was 30 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mop's extremely creative too. He's extremely creative in all tiers.
Like, I think he could do well. He's dangerous. He's
dangerous, and he helps the team. Like they have all these like crazy builders like Ben and shit, but Mop has some really good ideas. I remember he put me on the season that we teamed, and he like really changed the way I was thinking about Pokemon for a while.
Yeah, that man's a teacher. He's one of the old
cool.
minds of Pokemon. It's a really good player.
And then ORSIU Bengay. Yeah, I mean, every time Ben plays ORAS, he always uses some bullshit, but it works out. And he's pretty strong in ORAS. I would say he's stronger in ORAS than he is in the other tiers he plays. One thing I got to ask, though, I read in the power rankings that he got stage fright and ran from his finals match. Is that true?
No, that's not true.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that's not true. Because I was thinking Ben is one of their stronger players that they're going to have to end up putting in a tie break. So if something like that happened, like, could you count on him or would he run?
He did not show up, though.
Dude, he's like a stoner. He got high and fell asleep. You know?
West Coast.
Fair enough. West Coast shit. But yeah, I think Ben and ORAS is fine. I'm curious what's going to happen. Like, I don't know what he runs anymore now that Dugtrio's banned, but he'll always figure some shit out with Weavile and Suicune on every single team ever. But yeah, I'm high on Ben in general, though. Black White Ode Ojama. I don't know how you go for 35K, and then a player that's less than half of you is ranked above you in Black and White OU. So I don't know why Ojama's in Black White. But he's obviously great in Black White.
That's so much money though, and he wasn't going to get 35K.
Yeah,
nowhere near.
That was just Phil flexing at 35 instead of going 500 increments, and he ended up getting it for 5K.
I doubt anyone other than Philip would have gone over FV's 30.5K bid.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
He just went 35 straight, man.
Yeah, outbidding his own co-manager too.
They always do that. The scooters always do that. We always do this. Every SPL they all beat each other at least 10 times. At least. It's impressive.
All right, and then in DPP you have Ojama again.
Yeah.
ADV you have Dexa. I haven't seen Dexa play in a while, but when he
Okay,
did
no,
play,
for real.
he was
How
one of
do
the
you win
greats.
Classic and go 3K in SPL? That's fucked up. You said this in the auction, and this is so true. How do you win Classic? Arguably one of the hardest tournaments in Smogon, and go for 3K in SPL.
What do you mean? Ojama went for 35K.
Hey, ask me next year, Ray.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! All right, I don't know anything about GSC and RBY, so I'm done.
Century Express went for way too much, but he's still a good player. Metal Gross
That was
sucks.
all you, dude. That was all you.
Yeah, it was
You
all
try
me.
to
That was
fool
planned.
people
We weren't going
into
for him, so I
thinking.
went, hey, Century Express is really good. He's the up and comer, guys.
And you know what's
14.
fucked up? You know
Levels of
what's
planting
fucked
seeds,
up?
bro.
It wasn't just the fucking managers. It was the people too, because he got ranked like 5th or some shit. That's not right, dude. He's not a top 5 GSC player.
I
Can't
think
come
he got ranked
with it.
6th.
6th or shit. No, that's way. How are you gonna rank him above Solcata? Solcata's so.
I think
Much
he's on
more
even
cool.
footing with Solcata, dude. I play them both a lot.
Yeah, but Ray drafted Solcata, so he disagrees.
I disagree so heavily with that, dude. Solcata's great. I play with him in South, so it's not like I don't know him. But whatever. Yeah, that was all you, dude. That was all you. Completely trolling everyone. Who did I get for RBY?
Metal Gross.
Gross.
Super bad.
The
Yeah.
only man to make Earthworm snap about luck. That's the first time I've seen Earthworm complain about luck when he
I
plays.
always just see people complain about Metal Gross's playing, but I don't even understand RBY, so I can't say.
I've played on a lot of teams with a lot of RBYers. Tiba, Carl, Tobes, and
Oh,
Metal
Carl,
Gross
man.
is the player who I have trusted the least to win.
Oh my god. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think something we wrote in the rankings last year still holds up, and that's that Metal Gross plays game 1 out of his mind, and then he just
Oh yeah.
shoots himself in the head and just completely throws game 2 and 3. Actually throws them away, and that's something that keeps happening. So I don't know. I saw people mad about him being ranked like 6th or 7th, but I think that's fair.
He thought that he was second.
I mean, has he ever had a great season?
No, I
Oh,
mean, I think he
bad.
went like 5 wins one season, but that's about it, or 6 wins. He hasn't had a standout.
He did go 2-0 in.
Six is pretty decent. 6-3.
He went 2-0 in SPL playoffs last year, semis and finals wins.
Damn, that's very strong.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
clutch.
we don't talk about those.
Oh, okay. No bias spotted there. Okay.
Oh, true. Raiders
We
shouldn't
don't
even been in
talk about
finals last year. I forgot about that. But
He does have experience though. Like
Yeah, he has
you
plenty of
ragged on
experience.
Kaz for not having any SPL games under his belt and being high ranked. Metal Gross has a shit ton of. He has more
that's
SPL wins than
something-
any of these guys in RBY. Probably more
Yeah.
than Alex too.
Hey, that's fair. You know what? I ranked RBY. I put Metal Gross 10th. That's what I think about.
damn.
No, Metal Gross is very experienced, but there's good experience and bad experience.
He had a decent World Cup too. He didn't have a bad year, but you guys just like to hate on him. He's a bit of a.
Can't sell me on this guy, dude. I watch how he plays. Like,
I wish he shut up more during the games. He's a talker, and that always just doesn't feel right. But that's also like an RB. I drafted Tin, so I shouldn't be talking about that at all. So
literally invented Cloister.
that's true. Yeah, he's an inventor of things.
But I mean, a big question mark is Dexay, because Dexay on the last stages of his career or whatever, before he quit for a while, he hated Advance. He didn't want to play Advance.
Yeah.
He
You
signed
always
up to
sign
play
up for other tiers. Yeah.
for LC, for shit like, how do you prefer LC to? I mean, like he would sign up for OU, for NU, for LC. He just didn't want to touch Advance. That break probably helped him. He's probably fresh in mind now. He can play Advance and stuff, but it remains to be seen. That's the question.
Yeah.
But they say before, like 5-6 years ago, he was one of the best Advance players. So
Yeah, if he's on his game, he's incredible. But I don't know if any of you can speak to his mindset going into this tournament. I have no idea. I didn't
Yeah, I
even.
have no idea.
So I can't
one
really
thing,
comment.
He's
but-
gonna clash heads with Ojama, 100%.
Oh, really?
100%.
Well, I
Yeah,
assume
they're gonna-
Ojama picked him.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Yes.
what I thought. I thought they'd be like boys or something.
Yes, but Ojama picks a lot of people, and
I don't know.
Yes.
We'll see.
I
If
think-
Ojama picks him, then I assume they'll just be able to work it out.
Yeah.
And if not, Ojama can go into ADV himself, and they can put like FMG and black and white.
yeah, that's something they can do. FMG in black and white, though.
Some cool players on this team, though, honestly. Like Ojama, Benge, Mop. This will be a cool team.
I also think Miltank Milk's skill in doubles OU gets downplayed a lot because he's that annoying whenever he speaks.
Isn't he pretty good?
He
point.
could honestly fit right into the Tyrants roster in terms of attitude if he wasn't too busy sucking off Ojama.
Oh,
Yes.
That's why I
yes.
didn't get him. I got him for Mambas, and I got mad about him sucking on Ojama, so I didn't get him this year.
He's good though. He got underrated in the power rankings. That was
He
a
can
crime.
play.
That's only because of his personality. He
Oh,
only played
100%, yeah.
Yeah, he played like 4 games on Snake, but I thought he played great in his games, and I always think of him as one of the better players, but he's just insufferable to a degree where he's that cheap and undesirable for so many managers that they just don't want to touch him.
damn.
Yeah,
that's-
he's
It's a fair strategy, but yeah, no, I think he's really good. He has excellent support too in Talking Tree as a substitute.
Yeah.
So
one of the teams that have 2 doubles players.
I expect a good doubles record from the Scooters for sure.
They have Get This Money, who's also a question mark. I don't think he will do that bad. I think Get This Money is a good player, despite all the shit. that
We'll
he's
have to
done.
see if he even plays because he's on the bench now, and Will of Fire is still on the bench too. Like, where are they
Oh,
going to make
yeah.
room for him?
Yeah, they don't.
He might not
why
even
they
play
get
a
him?
single game,
Why they get him?
depending on who shifts where. We're gonna have to
That's-
find out.
That's strange.
They bought a lot of players.
Yeah, they did. Like Relis, is that a thing? I know he did well in one World Cup, didn't he?
I think he's pretty like decent. I think I don't know. Ojama told me he's like decent. So I
He
don't
sent
know.
me some
But then again,
replays
Ojama says a lot of things about a lot of
beforehand,
players.
and I
That's
don't
true.
And a man we haven't touched on is Realistic Waters for NU. Who
Oh, he's
apparently
good.
Yeah,
is a good
great
player.
buy.
A good
Didn't
buy.
he sign up
Cheap.
last minute?
Yeah, he did.
Wasn't he like not gonna play because he wasn't motivated?
Yep, that's also true.
But
The main thing I like about him is he always posts in the SPL threads, like gassing up his own team. He's such a positive cheerleading influence as well. Such a nice guy to have, and he always puts up good records too. Like I don't think there's much negative to say about him at all. I think
What
he'll
was the
be
last
really good.
SPL he played? Was it 8 or
7, I think. 8
7?
didn't have NU. Must have been
Who-
7.
who are we
I think he
talking
went like
about?
6-3. Realistic
Yeah, he
Waters.
did really well that
Oh,
last
okay.
SPL.
Yeah,
He did really
he was
well
alright in
that-
Snake too. He's a good NU player. I don't think anyone can dispute that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Honestly, I don't think this team. I think this team is to go into overdrive massively to probably make playoffs. I think. I don't know. I actually don't know what to think about this team.
I don't think it's as bad as the ranks. would
Yeah, it's
say.
definitely
I know
not
it's
as-
10th, but
I
I don't.
agree.
But I don't
Yeah.
think that this team is like the worst team in the. Like I thought at first, because like I was like shitting on the Scooters a lot, but I don't think it's actually that bad of a team. Like,
Yeah,
I think
but the
it's-
thing is that you can say that about all the teams. Like that's what
True.
something I was thinking about. I was like, this team doesn't deserve being 10th, but a team has to be 10th.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So who do you put if not this team?
Yeah. Fair.
That's the thing. Like I don't think they're a horrible team, but if you compare it to the other teams, do you think they 1-for-1 play like 1-for-1 ranked? Do you think they would be better than one of them? Some might think so, but I'm not sure.
You guys want to move on to the Sharks?
Yeah.
yeah, 3 more.
All right. The Sharks, they spent 9K on Tamaho Mitem.
Yeah,
That
dude.
was fucking
That's the
ridiculous.
goat.
Notable thing that happened in the auction.
That was
Yeah, that
insane.
Weird.
Did not have a limit on Tama.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know M Dragon rep Tama so hard. I think Tama's amazing in SM.
He's amazing anywhere. Yeah.
He can play.
Yeah.
Good,
He's
yeah.
very clutch and like an amazing tie-break player as well.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Tama's an amazing player to have on the team. 29K might be a lot, but I don't know.
It's a huge amount.
He
Like,
really impressed me.
it's-
I forgot what tournament it was. I think Snake, but he went 7-2 in SM. I don't know what his last SM. How did he do in last Snake?
in
Good.
last.
I want to
Yeah,
say
I
like
think.
He probably did good, like 6-3 or something, probably. But
Want to say something? Hello.
Hello? Are we
Hello?
still here? Okay, yeah.
There you go.
They have extremely good lower tiers, I think.
yeah,
Oh,
I agree with you.
On paper, at least. They did that last year too, when they went like really big on Dortmund, and that backfired. But I don't see the same thing. Maybe RU, but Teddy and Lycans are really good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Teddy's extremely good.
They're absolutely higher end within their tier. Zanane is risky, not only because he's from Venezuela, right? So that's just
That's a risk on itself.
Yeah, he could go missing at any time and just. But he's also risky playstyle wise. I think he's very extreme in his aggression sometimes, where I like maybe he should slow down a little. But he could beat anyone and could lose to anyone. It's kind of the vibe I get from him when I watch him play. Pasho's great. The following three players we could fill in before the draft. And Septros, probably lower end RBY, is like one of the owners of Pokemon Perfect, so that obviously won't sit right with this crowd because it's not a website.
Hey, that's all Lavo Science said.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Well, it's not all Lavos. I think Ray had a pretty strong opinion on that part too.
Wait, what was I saying?
How Pokemon Perfect is not a website.
Oh, yeah, not a website. Sorry, zoned out.
I don't have a problem with Pokemon Perfect though. I think they do things kind of well. Ultra kind of goes off the rails, but I think they do things
No,
well.
he goes off the rails on Smogon, dude. That's the issue.
Smogon is his testing ground.
Right. Their substitutes kind of weird to me. They have huge money in Sun Moon OU, then bought 2 players, presumably subbing into Sun Moon OU. Yeah, I don't know about that. I feel like they could have bought better, smarter substitutes. Although Spectier is very nice guy, very friendly guy, very active, very positive.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like that. Yeah, no, it's very much a Sharks team, I guess.
This is what you would have expected the Sharks to draft before the draft.
Yeah, it's their formula.
It's always something very surprising, but
down to the unknown VGC player.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's surprising but predictable.
Yeah,
that's how you would put it.
Mm-hmm. And you can never count them out. You can never count this team out.
Agreed.
They've got high impulse on the bench. Their blunder counter.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna play him if it comes down to it. I don't think. Like, I've known him for a long time. He can play. He can fucking play. So
he can. Yeah.
I don't know about his activity though, because he's never had good activity. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but he can fucking play. So he's a good player to be able to put into an OU if you need to.
And I do want to say I was not super high on this team when I first saw them, but after looking over the lineup a couple more times, I actually think they're pretty strong. They have a good SMOU, really great lower tiers, and their old gens, they don't have a ton of standouts, but it's like the M Dragon core.
It's tried and true.
Twist of Fate, Kevin Garrett, and Conflict.
Yeah, it's a tried and true formula.
I really think like you can never ever, like you guys said, count these guys out. Even if they have a bad like first half of the season, I wouldn't be surprised to see them rally and get to playoffs because there's a ton of talent.
Yeah, M Dragon is like fucking legendary Dave. He can always pull it out. He can always pull it out.
And this is like clearly M Dragon's team, man. It's got his signature all over it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I like the Pasho buy. I hope that this is Pasho's like redemption arc.
Same.
Yeah, because he's been going
or
down,
he's just
downward spiral.
but there was a time when I thought Pasha was the best preview player on Smogon. That was a long time ago. But I think that he, at least in Black White, I think he can reclaim his like strength.
Yeah, he's performed well individually in Black and White. It's just sun and moon, really.
Yeah, he has like some strokes, I think, with building, but like I've never had a problem with Pasha's playing. His playing is great to me.
Yep.
But
and any other words, or do you want to move on to the next?
Well, they have a very big doubt in doubles because they draft probably the least known entity in doubles. Fespi.
Yeah.
This guy,
played
I
him
think he
once on the Mega Gengar suspect ladder, and I beat him without luck. That is me beating him without luck. So that's when I decided I didn't want to draft him.
Damn.
Throwing shade. But yeah,
he could definitely overperform, but I feel like you should be able to beat me, right? Like I don't even play doubles, and yeah,
I think he messaged every manager to give him a chance. I am glad that manager decided to give him a chance.
And I imagine maybe Makiri signed off on the doubles when they last bought an unknown VGC player. It was I'm a rookie,
and that guy was crazy.
He was incredible. He ran rampant on the.
Is Fespi a VGC player though, or is he?
I think so. Yeah,
he's VGC. Because if he's VGC, then yeah, we could see another I am a rookie. But big part of rookie success was that he was like no one knew what to expect of him. That was like one of the first VGC into doubles players that kind of paved the way to say, oh, maybe we should be getting VGC players for doubles, not a different. But if he's a standard double circuit guy, he might have more experience, but less of that unknown factor.
I think their lower tiers again are really strong. Lycans, at least, whenever I see him play, and I'm always like, whenever I see a game of his live, whenever I'm just like watching the game and I'm like, if I'm like live recording and just thinking, I'm like, damn, if I was him, I would do this. And a lot of times Lycans always does what like I would say, like, damn, I'd do this. Like I think he is an amazing at pulling aggression, right? And I think Tede is also very similar. Like I said, I think Kushalos is the best, but I think Tede is probably just as good as Kushalos.
Yeah, he's like the guy to beat it in you.
Yeah, I think he's just too consistent.
Way too consistent.
Yeah, their RU player was also quite expensive, but that's also because RU is the most barren in terms of player bases out of the three. Great circuit runs, but no official team tournament experience.
No official results whatsoever, and
we'll see how it goes.
Strange.
Damn.
Yeah,
it just baffled me to see people so high on that player because there is literally no experience whatsoever in big stuff.
She can prepare on her own. She knows
that's true.
Self-sufficient
is a big deal.
Yeah,
that's true.
And in RU, look at players starting in RU. You have Pokemon, you have Welliu, you have Mop. There's just not a lot of RU main alternatives that are draftable.
Yeah.
At least not according to the managers. They themselves will disagree, but yeah.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Let me go
Team
over
Raiders.
this one, bro.
Team Raiders.
Yes.
Oh, not them.
Okay. The Team Raiders, man. So they have the best OU player in the field.
They do.
Bonefist. 37K. I think that's a giant ass overpay. Not to say that he's not the best player, but this is not ABR. So it's just an insane price tag to put on someone that it can play, can obviously help in the other tiers, but there's no way it's going to be worth 37K. Like, I don't think anyone disagrees with that. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
Really good. He's a
Super
really
good,
good player. He's just as good at ABR at playing.
Yeah, and best tiebreak player on the site too.
Yeah, to command such a high feed, you need to offer more.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's such a big disadvantage to your team to throw so much money at you. And ABR,
I did not expect him to go 37.
Yeah, I thought 30 flat was probably what he was going to go for, but 37 I was like, holy shit.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Who upped the Raiders on that one?
Sharks.
The
Sharks, yeah.
Sharks,
M-Dragon really wanted him.
Yeah. I guess it was just a matter of two teams really wanting him. Not because it's I don't know. It's strange. Brofist is he can be. He's probably the best SMOU player in the tournament alongside
He's probably the best. He's
ABR.
probably the best ORAS player too, after me.
But-
We'll see.
But yeah, like I said, you need to do more than that to command such a huge fee because it's such a disadvantage.
True.
ABR does it, but
Yeah, I did like the Tala pick from them. Him and Brofish just worked together in Snake. I was pretty impressed by his building, and he played pretty solidly. I think that with John's tutelage, that's a good pick, and they'll have a solid OU core there.
yeah, Tal's decent. He's definitely a
Just
good,
like
how
a
much
new
was he?
player, just on the come up, I guess.
Yeah,
Probably like
definitely,
5K or something.
definitely John's pick. By the way, they're like they're friends and they get along well, and they did in Snake. I'm confident John just PM'd.
Would you
Gets a
consider
lot
him?
more
Would you
SM2.
consider him a new
He was
player?
6K, by the way, for whoever asked.
6K.
Yeah.
Fair.
Would you consider him a new player though? I think he plays
Not
more
new
for
player, but just
6K.
like has a long way to go.
Yeah, that's the way to put it.
It's good to get someone that can actually build alongside John, though, because like you said, John is not like ABR where he's going to supply 4 slots every week.
Yeah.
But John can definitely just like look over whatever
Yeah.
Tala builds, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
So
John also
that
builds his
definitely
own
helps.
teams, but he can also get some assistance, so that'd be great too.
Yeah. They have 2 SMOU subs as well.
Oh yeah, the Hallows and Mency.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, I don't know too much. I've seen the Hallows play in OLT. He's alright, I think.
Yeah, I don't really
Doubles
know
OU,
much.
Biosci. This guy's great.
That man's
Yeah,
still
man.
playing.
That
Always
man's-
puts up
always goes
records.
off.
that man's always puts up a good ass record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Same with Pac. I mean, Pac's last tournaments have been amazing.
Yeah,
tried
that
and
was like
true.
Nat, in which his first tournament was complete garbage, and then he turned it around heavily. And
Yeah, he's like such a threat now.
he's a
Yep.
big threat. Yeah, good. The Raiders kept the best retains in the tournament. I would say
Yeah.
they had the best retains coming into the auction. Roscoe and Pac, 10K each. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Roscoe was top 1 DPP. Pac is the top 3 UU.
You.
It was, I don't know how they got ranked almost last. Like how I don't
Because
know.
they're top heavy, and that's how the ranking system works. It benefits the strategy of the bigs way more than the Raiders, even though it doesn't like depict an actual team
Yeah.
performance. It's just
Yeah,
how
probably.
power rankings work.
It also
you guys
doesn't.
think you guys think BKC got himself banned just so he could team with Roscoe and Jirachi again?
No,
I heard
because
that-
they
I heard that-
they would
I
have
heard that
spent 40K from Brofist on him.
I heard that BKC made this whole draft, which is kind of sus, but that's what I heard.
That's
Yeah,
the
last time I let BKC draft, he drafted George 182.
Holy
Hey,
shit!
This time he drafted Kingler 2-7, so
Ooh.
Oh, I like that pick actually. I love the Blazing Loaf.
It's
All right.
yeah, this is such a BKC draft if you think about it, because it's just a bunch of BKC friends.
it's a good team though. Pretty good team.
Tried and
I
true
think-
though. Tried
I
and
think
true. That shit
Eternum-
works.
Eternum's
Tried
gonna
and
have a really
true?
hard time.
As in, like the
What?
Raiders, like the last 2 seasons when BKC has been in control, the Raiders made finals, right, or whatever. So or
Yeah,
playoffs.
made them
Playing
So I think
fine.
it could.
I
just
don't
happen
I don't
again.
know, dude. I don't think the BKC had that much. I think he had much more input this draft than the past 2.
Fair.
I was in the Raiders 2 years ago, and I was in the call with them, and I think Foley and Sam had a big vision that they didn't stray away from that much. The BKC drafts I remember, Twitter's draft of George and what's the name of this guy?
Majin
Blue-
Tupac Z.
Blue Eon and
Tupac.
shit. Blue Eon.
Does anyone
But,
know? Are you Sinara? I'm not familiar.
No, familiar.
Uber's player from
We
Snake.
teamed together in Snake. She went 3-1 into Ubers. She can play pretty well. Is learning RU, I guess. I don't
Fair.
know. I guess they went, the same unconventional route that a lot of teams went, which is get someone who can play RU who isn't, considered a mainer. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, Kingler could move there too if it backfires, but I know Sonara has been playing and building RU. She's on my RU World Cup team. So definitely familiar enough. Can also build teams. How she'll pull up versus the other slots, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Meeps has gone off the Meeps in NU. I mean, I like Meeps. I think he was one of the greatest NU players.
Oh yeah, he was great
a
for
year
us.
ago and 2 years ago. But he's gone insane.
What do you mean?
Like,
Baseball
have you
memes.
seen him communicate?
True,
Have you seen him speak?
Yeah, bro, it's kind of like Pasha, but like
But way
more
worse.
more baseball, more baseball.
Yeah, it's all about baseball and cars. And
It's funny,
so
dude.
weird.
He's funny as hell, dude.
Baseball memes are eating his brain cells away.
Dude, Meeps is such a fucking question mark. He's funny, dude.
Yeah,
But
but like
the
he
ability-
went
the
from first. He was last ranked this year, wasn't he? Or
Are you
something like
serious?
that? In NU?
Damn.
Yeah.
Did he really fry his brain? What happened?
Yeah, he went from the number one ranked NU because he was ranked number 1 last year to number 10 this year. That's almost like updated Kanto going 8-0 or something and not draft. It's
Yeah.
such a huge drop.
I don't
I don't know
believe
if
in people just losing Pokemon ability though.
Yeah,
And I
me
remember in
neither.
SPL he went 7-4 for us, and I think he could do something similar again.
Yeah, Meeps was. I mean, Meeps. If you watch him play, you're gonna want to kill yourself because
Yeah, he's a pretty
you
crazy
don't
player.
know what's gonna happen.
You really don't know. But
Meeps
he's
is the
pretty
kind of
creative,
player.
too.
Yeah, he's the kind of player that the team's. He's gonna be winning 5-1 and somehow lose, and he's gonna be the other way around as well. He's gonna be against the wall and he's gonna pull it back. So you never know what to expect with. It worked out last year, but I still don't know why he got ranked last this year. Does anyone have any know something we don't from here?
Two things. He's ranked second last, not last, and also Sonara went 2-2 in Ubers and Snake, not 3-1. Just
Okay, my apologies.
quick statistical fixes.
9th. That's still such a big difference.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
first.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? Does anyone know something, or is it just because of his brain?
NU is also pretty stacked. Like the top, like Eternally won 8 games in Snake and is now ranked 4th. Give you an idea of the top because there's Teddy, there's Lax, there's Kuchelos as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's Ilodin, there's
Yeah, that's
Realistic
true.
Waters.
The pool is really
There's
big.
a lot of people to choose from, and if Meebs doesn't play for a year and doesn't put up any results for a year, then that's what happened.
Also, apparently he signed up for RU. And
Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well. He signed
so
up.
that
for
makes
RU.
more sense, but that's
But that doesn't explain why he's ranked low in NU.
yeah, that
Mhm.
doesn't explain the reason why because you don't go to shit that fast. You just don't. It's I don't know. I think Meeb's gonna do well. I don't think he's gonna do as bad as people think he will do. And that's one big thing about that. That's one big thing about the Raiders being ranked so low in the rankings. You have people like Meebs being ranked 9th when he could just actually do really well, and you even though the pool's really hard because against the tough pool, what you want is an unpredictable player. That's what you want because that's the kind of player
That's the
gonna
type
bring
of
you
thing that'll set the other players like off. Like they won't know what to really expect.
Exactly. So I think Meebs will do well, and that's a big difference between the Raiders being ranked they were ranked 9th, I think, in the rankings.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Between them being ranked 9th and them being ranked 4th or 3rd.
Yeah,
the difference in Meebs.
This team has a powerful tiebreak as well.
Oh, they have
yeah.
This is a ridiculous tiebreak with Brofist, Roscoe, Soulwind, whatever they wanna do.
Yeah, Pac if they need to play UU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, where else
you can probably think this team will win 2 out of 3 against any team.
Yeah.
That's
because
fair.
they have the best SM and the best TPP, so they're just gonna get SM
And the best.
I got the best black white too.
The best black and white too, yeah. So
Solwind is a cut above everyone except Ojama, and he's still.
Nah, he's better than Ojama. I think. Well, actually, Ojama always beats Solon.
I'm saying they're not on different tiers, right?
Oh, okay.
He's gonna dominate the competition. It's gonna be ridiculous. I don't have as much faith in Roscoe. Some people may know my feelings about him in relation to Mr. BKC over there, but I still think with this field, he's gonna have another great season because it's possibly the weakest one we've seen yet for DPP.
Yeah, that's my man. He's gonna tear it up.
The one big red flag for me in this draft, oh my god, Cased 17.5.
Case is the best. Case has the most clout on Smogon. That's what Brofist told me, and it just makes sense. Because how else can you go for 17.5K in GSC, have no GSC games played, lifetime record 1919 NU, banned for 50 years, comes back and beats out other qualified players and goes for
beats out fucking Solwind in price.
Stack, dude. 17.5 is so much money. Yeah. Case is the smaartest man on Smogon.
So
there's no doubt.
In price, what? He's the third most expensive GSC player, and I think he was ranked 7th or 8th in the power rankings.
Yeah.
Not sure how it's gonna work out for him. I wish him the best. I like the guy, but
I think Case offers a lot though, especially for example in doubles, in regard of team support, because Case can help with DPP. Like he can help. He will help. It's not like Roscoe needs help, but he can help there, and he also plays VGC and is versed in doubles, I assume, because he plays VGC, so he will be able to help Biosci as well. So in regards of team support, Case is probably one of the most team support this team has.
Yeah.
And also regarding Roscoe, I know there's so many things to be said about the BKC stuff, but if you watch Roscoe play DPP and BKC play DPP, they play so differently.
Yeah.
So differently. Roscoe is such a high-risk taker, and he knows when to take a high risk. BKC is so much more methodical and controlled. So, I don't know, dude. I think Roscoe's really
I'm not
good.
buying it. I'm not buying the...
Ray, I played him on my ladder alt, too.
All I know is I saw BKC and Roscoe have a series, and I saw Roscoe take games. So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
like Roscoe's really good.
But
after that, after you go from Roscoe, you get to a really, you would say a really weak old gens in advanced GSC and RBY. Because advanced you have Jairachi, that's the Raider standard. That's the man that knocked us out last year.
The luckiest player.
But I don't think you would. He's a really cool guy, but I don't think you would put him above most people in advance.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Even with BKC support, even then,
he's got to play.
Yeah, and Hitmonlee, he did well in World Cup. He actually, I think he went 3-1 or 2-1. I think it was 3-1.
I saw him hard hyper beam with Tauros. That was crazy.
Yeah. But Hip's not that. He's average, I think, I feel. He's a very old-minded RBY player, like the old school of RBY.
Yeah.
And I don't think the old school of RBY works anymore. I don't think it's that good anymore. You have to get with the amnesia lags, get with the spam of the big Jubel spam that's going on recently. You have to get into the billion of counter mons. Like Hip, for example, would be a guy to bring Surf Snorlax. But that's a thing that does not really exist anymore. I think that's the thing with Hitmonlee. I don't think he's really well.
I think he can be caught up on those things with, help from BKC, for example. I think he can be caught up on those things and he can play fine. But as of right now, he definitely does have a more old school RBY feel.
The counter argument to that is that he is one of the few RBY players that will actually have surprise factor, and it clearly pulled off, worked out in World Cup with the Surf Starmie lead. I think he led Lepros once, and he won those games.
Yeah, Surf Starmie. That's such an old school set. Surf Starmie.
But the new players won't see it coming. Maybe he has more sets like that in the back that he can just surprise people with.
Check who his pool was in the World Cup, and you stop being impressed. That's
I want to ask.
He had a good pool, didn't he?
He didn't have a very good pool. He had Aries telling him.
Yo, Tony, what can you tell me about Trosco and Orash OU as he played for your team before? What do you think of him?
I think he's good. I know he likes auras. He was involved in our auras preparation last year quite a bit. I know he's a John pick. I talked to John about
they're
it,
buds.
and John is also someone who has played Trosco a lot, and he says I've played him enough to know that I can trust him to play well. And again, someone to pair with John that builds and prepares his own stuff every week to take that burden off him. So I think Trosco is a good pick. He has been like gone from Smogon for like a year, but as mentioned in this cast before, that's not necessarily a deal breaker in terms of performance. He's also been playing tournaments on Poker Spain, and so he hasn't been like inactive. He's also been playing VGC, going to tournaments.
Wow.
So like it's not like he hasn't played Pokemon whatsoever, not at all. Maybe to the naked eye, but if you actually look at what he does, that's not true.
Trosco is cursed though. He's the one man in the Pokemon world that always has bad team matchup. Always.
Well, if you ask his opinion about it.
Yeah, if you ask his opinion, he always has bad team matchup.
That's the classic Trosco move. He'll link the game, and like half a second later, oh man, this is a tough matchup.
This is a bad matchup.
And then he looks at the team preview. Yeah, that's the classic.
That's the Trosco.
And then 17K Solwyn.
That was the most ridiculous.
Such a steal.
Biggest steal tournament. I don't know what happened. I don't know. People just forgot.
No, what happened is the
managers preview players
didn't plan on Solwyn because they were like, they either thought he's gonna be too expensive or he's not gonna fit well with my team.
The issue was there was no natural home for Solwyn this year. I knew that M-Dragon wasn't gonna get him. And as soon as I knew that, I knew he was going to be under 20K. I told him too. I told him, you're going to be like 18. Watch it happen. And he told me to shut up. And he felt offended that I even dared suggesting he'd be under 20. So that was a great moment.
It's ridiculous that he's under 20.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah,
but when you look,
it should be 25 to 26K. It should be something like that. It's ridiculous.
Now did the Raiders get him on purpose, or was that an update?
No, not at all. That was definitely an update.
That was an update.
And then they got the best black white for 17. Crazy.
Yeah, but sometimes he might be the best, but if he doesn't fit on the team, that's something you have to consider.
But he has John. He has John. Don't worry.
Yeah, and they're like,
he's friends with John.
They're super butt buddies, so it's fine.
I don't know why they spent 37K on him.
And how did this happen, right? Because Solwind is one of those guys that is skilled enough where he should be one of the 30+ K defining players, and he's on a team with fucking Brofist.
The fact that these two are teaming is so fucking retarded to me. These are two of the best. These are two of the top 5 preview players in the game right now, and they're on the same team. It makes no fucking sense to me.
This is like the fucking Wolfpack getting ABR for a steal last year, except it happened in the draft. It wasn't just one manager duo fucking up. It was all of them, except the Raiders, apparently.
Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, this is like upsetting to look at, and I'm glad the rest of their draft wasn't as good because
it was to be too unfair then.
Yeah.
By the way, I've got Hip's pool, and it was Meru, Nails, and Stella. So,
yeah, that's what I'm telling you, dude. It's a little like you might get it wrong with the he went positive and shit.
Nails is good. The rest
Nails is good, yeah, but I think that was his loss.
Oh, yeah. There you
go.
No.
No. He went 3-0 in pool, so
he went 3-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in either way, it's RBY. You know, it's still his surprise factor could win a game, and then you just need to freeze the second one, and you're on to the next week. Like it's RBY. It's fine. I don't support spending. Well, I guess Prince Alexander is like the one exception that I think might realistically be worth paying like over 10K on in RBY.
Yeah.
But
that's
other than that, I would
no one
never
went over
risk
10K but Alexander, right?
Yeah. And that's
Troller was
correct.
the second highest, I think, and he was 8K.
Yeah. Kaz was also 7 or 8, I think. Metal Gross was also around 7.
Alex can play other tiers in tiebreak. That was our thinking with going over 10K on him.
Yeah, but would you start him in a tiebreak over ABR or I don't know?
Well, of course not. Don't talk crazy.
But if someone picks ADV, do you go for Vil or do you go for Alexander?
I would go for Malekith.
Probably Alex.
Yeah, Malekith's really good at 80.
Malekith's really good at advanced.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got one more. Let's wrap this up.
The Wi-Fi
Yeah.
Wolfpack.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
is
go
my
crazy.
lowest rated
I'm
team.
gonna start with
Sorry,
the
Tommy.
Wolfpack. I'm gonna start with the Wolfpack and say they paid 20K for UD, and I think that's
UD
gonna
was
be worth
20?
it.
Damn.
And I think that's gonna be worth it because this advanced pool is so barren that I think getting a top ADP player is gonna pay off like real dividends there.
And UD is
What
damn
I
good.
don't understand at fucking all, how are you gonna spend 19K on Kickass? What was that, Tony? Please explain that to me. I don't get it.
You want to
Nine-
explain right now?
Yes,
Yeah,
explain
Or do you want to go
now.
through after? Okay.
No, right now.
Well, I know. I instantly got shit for it, and it instantly got called a huge overpay. But in my mind, he was the last SM1 slot available in the draft, and I wanted him or Poek at around that 15 to 20K mark. And he's one of those people that has a lot of recent success in individuals, but it hasn't really translated to team tournaments. And my managerial ego sees that as challenge. Let's
That's
try
fair.
this. And he can clearly play. Like if you see him in the individuals, and OLT Smoke on Tour had a good Snake too. By the way, he won 6 games in Snake. And I just after him, the drop off felt significant. And I'm a big believer in getting who you want and just spend big if that's what it takes. And so I did. And I don't regret going to 19. If I was going to get up it to 19 and a half, I would have gone 22. Like, no doubt in my mind. I wanted
Jeez.
and definitely just, we'll see if it pans out. I have a lot of faith in him. And
Did it ever cross your mind to maybe put TDK SM and get an Auras player, or is TDK against playing SM this year?
TDK doesn't even play SM.
I am also a big believer in not putting players in tiers they do not want to play.
Also, he just doesn't
no,
want to play
He
SM.
hates
No,
SM.
He
Okay.
doesn't like SM. He
Yeah.
preferred either Auras OU or SMUU. So that's why I got Bugsinator and Santu. So I have the option to move TDK to UU and put Santu in Auras
Mhm.
if Bugsinator doesn't work out, which I don't think he will, contrary to every time he's power ranked. But yeah. Sorry, you guys go on. It's my team, so I'll
Yeah.
patiently wait unless you have questions.
Fear, I mean, top 3
Great.
GSC, great player,
Great player.
no doubts there. Yeah, great retain. Eternally 14.5K, great Snake. Not much to say there. One of the best NU players in a stacked NU pool. How come you traded Tough though? That's something that surprised me. That you trade. Did he ask to be traded?
No,
No,
I think Deep
I can
Blue
explain.
is a lot more self-sufficient.
The thing is, as soon as we bought Toph, I think the Sharks just fell asleep during bidding. They instantly PM me asking for a trade.
Oh, really?
And yeah. It took like 30 seconds. And so I think they just fell asleep on the bid. I was just going to try and up bid them to like 10, 11. And if I got Toph for that, then fine, because Toph is top 5 in this pool. Like, getting Toph is not a bad buy at all,
problem,
I think.
Yeah.
I talked to him beforehand too, just to make sure he wasn't like an M Dragon exclusive, and he said he'd be perfectly fine ending up on my team too. So
Dragon
no
exclusive.
worries. Not at all worried about
Shout
upbidding
outs
there.
KG.
Ooh, shoutouts conflict.
Shout outs.
Gang.
But yeah, you got Deep Blue Sea out of it, who is really unproven in team tournaments.
A little, yeah. He did play some good games in World Cup though. He doesn't
went
have
3-1.
like no experience at all.
Yeah, he plays SPL too as well. But yeah, the experience difference between Tough and Deep Blue Sea is massive.
Yeah, but I got
Massive.
Deep Blue Sea and a player. Like I was always gonna get something more. It's not a straight swap.
Who did you get besides him?
Schneider.
Schneider, right?
He's alright. Yo,
Good.
the Kickasser pick is solid, man. Hey, actually, props to you for that one. Kickasser is a top 10 player on this website. You can't tell me otherwise.
Are you serious?
I can't tell you otherwise. I will tell you otherwise.
I think he's overrated as hell, personally.
He's overrated.
Crazy,
Having
dude.
played him, having seen him play, I don't think he's top 10 at all. I think he's good. I think he's probably top 10 in this pool, no doubt. But
A reminder that Zom got a high roll crit to beat him. Otherwise,
Yeah.
that man would be our smoking poor champion.
He outplayed Zom 3 out of 3 games. Sorry, man. I know you're listening, but it's true.
yeah, I don't know.
dude.
I think he's good, obviously, but
He's the definition of a mental player.
what like builds that opinion for you? Like,
All right.
He's a
why are you
mental
so high-
player.
why are you so
like-
high on him?
Why am I high on him?
Yeah,
Just because I've followed his games really closely from the last couple of Smog on Tour playoffs plus Snake, and I think he looked incredible in all of them. Like, he very rarely misplays, and he brings like unique and interesting teams. He never just brings like the flat standard, you know. He always has like a twist thrown in there, and I think that's really important, particularly in like a best of one format, because if you can get your opponent like off the right footing, it doesn't matter if they can like recover mentally for the next game, because there is no
there's
next
no next
You
game.
just need to throw them off once and you win.
Yeah.
And I think he's really good at that.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I was genuinely curious.
Mm,
TDK
besides
Horaz.
him,
Oh.
you're starting Charm Flash in SM, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a ballsy move. I
Yeah,
got
I
him
know.
for
I know.
Snake. I was disappointed with what I ended up with because I was really high on him after his OST run, but
He
he's
was
a
ranked,
good
what,
guy
last?
and he's a what?
Yeah, he's ranked last. Yeah.
That's so strange though because I mean he had a really bad stick, but I don't think it was worth being ranked last.
Damn.
But that's how the ranking.
Nah, it's just a fresh memory. He went 0-3, brought Starmie stall. That's what you get.
So-
Yeah, with a pretty decent matchup, and the Kingpin just fucked him.
Yeah, I remember that game. That game was pretty. So Charm Flash and is HSA starting?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, he's a good sub to have because he plays fucking everything to a subpar degree. He plays. He plays lower tiers, and he also plays. I'm pretty sure he plays GSE at an advanced and black and white, but in black and white he uses some whack teams, so I wouldn't try him there.
He's good.
Who's
if you're really
Sergey? Who's
surprised.
Sergey?
Sergey's good. He's an
I know
player.
you said that, but I still don't
Yeah,
know
I
what-
actually said it pre-draft that this is someone we can look at for cheap black
Yeah.
white. I have
you did
I have
say
a
that.
trust in him, so I have played him a few times in friendlies and on the ladder. He's an old AFRABs player. I know Shoka's pretty high on him because that's the only other person I know who like knew who this was. But obviously Tony knew who he was, and he's like a smart player. He's obviously not some like top tier threat or anything, but he has an understanding and he's played black white for a very long time. So I think that it's gonna be hard for him to maybe figure out like a team tour like SPL. This is his first one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
Well, starting at least. He was on AFRAPS as a sub, yeah. But this
So
is
to play players like Ojama Solwin, etc., this is gonna be tough. But I don't think that. I think this guy will be surprising. I think he'll have a very surprising performance, and he can really play. So that's what I know of him.
Yeah, that's a bold take actually. And you guys went for a VGCer for doubles in human. I remember human because he won. I think a VGC World Championship ages ago when he was a kid. I didn't know he still played. Much less doubles actually. I thought he was mainly just VGC. But that's an interesting pick. That could be this year's I Am a Rookie.
That's the plan.
Yeah. It could definitely be the this year's I Am a Rookie because this guy was actually insane. And the few SPLs he played back when VGC, because a little bit of history, VGC was actually in SPL. Doubles took over. And your bench is, well, what I would expect from you. Roses there. And Santos a good pick, though. That guy plays a lot of tiers to a good degree. Oh, and I skipped Idiot Ninja. Yeah, the mastermind behind RBY.
Yeah, the Gengar creator.
Yeah. Insufferable, but
That's
good enough.
so full of
Hey.
himself.
How is well in RU?
It's got to be good, right? I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's pretty decent.
I don't know about that. He's
I don't know. I used to think he was pretty
average.
like average to bad, but he did impress me in Smogon Tour, with the series he played versus Ojama and Solwind. I think he played a little bit weaker versus Finch, but it's not easy to beat, obviously, Solwind and Ojama. But I mean, he's playing RU, so I wonder. I don't
I
know,
can
Tony.
I can elaborate a little if you want.
Sure.
First of all, he PM'd me before the draft to consider me for RU and not SMOU or RSOU. So that's the first thing. He wants to play RU. I'm not just juggling him out of position or anything. Because I have Cole 49 as an assistant manager, that gives me
that's true.
a lot of freedom to just get some tournament player and put him in RU and just provide him with a good team every week. So that's a luxury I had that, for example, the Sharks didn't, and they got like a true mainer for over 10K.
Yeah.
So because Welly was only 7K, which just I really thought was cheap.
Actually, thought was a lot, but yeah, different strokes.
Yeah.
He
He
did
has.
I
I was just gonna say he made the RU Open final before. Cole had him on his RUPL team, in which he drafted Welly and me last year, and we won. And he's now 5-1 in the RU World Cup too. He plays every week, so he's familiar. And it's not some insane wild juggle or anything.
Yeah. I also think the Idiot Ninja is probably, I would say he's better than his, like if he wasn't such a loudmouth, he would probably be, because I think the Idiot Ninja is the guy that would give competition to Troller and Alex the most, not Cask's Eye, the Idiot Ninja. But yeah, it's Meltec Milk syndrome. Loud, he's so people underrate him
sure.
because of that. He had a really
I
good
agree with
SPL
that.
last year. I've played the Idiot Ninja. He actually beat me really, really convincingly. So I was surprised. This was before he was dropped in SPL, but even in those games, he was already being unbearable. So
Yeah. No, he doesn't shut up. It's the worst. But we've talked about it. He says he's gonna improve on that front. We'll have
it
to
never happens.
see
Never
if
fucking
that
happens.
actually happens.
Commencement
I somehow
thread
doubt
was not
it, but-
promising there.
I don't think
Yeah,
we
like-
talked about TDK and RSOU yet. I think
Nope.
TDK is as good as I am in RSOU. I think he's easily probably the best player in ORS as well. I think he's very, very good. And I wouldn't be surprised if he just beat everybody.
And that's your kryptonite too.
Yeah, he did beat me the last time we played. That's true.
Yeah, that's your.
And I'm very
kryptonite.
high on him in RSOU, so
Yeah,
I think
that's
he's gonna tear it up.
That was a good buy. That's a strong buy. But yeah, should we rank all the teams now? Wrap
Sure.
it up.
Yeah. Or if you want to keep it a bit shorter, you can also just pick your playoff teams and your win.
I prefer that.
Let's do playoff teams and your 10th ranked to make it spicy.
Sure.
All right.
You
All right,
want a
let's-
negative spin, you
Who is
asshole.
starting?
Okay, I'm gonna start then.
All right.
Obviously, should we include our teams because everyone's gonna have their teams to make playoffs, of course. Or
Yeah,
should
we can
do it?
include our own teams.
Okay,
Yeah. Sure.
I'm gonna do the 4 teams I think will make playoffs this year. Will be the Tyrants, of course. It's gonna be the Wolfpack. It's gonna be the Raiders, and I actually think the last team it will be obviously the Raiders. Those are the 4 teams that I think will make the playoffs. If we remove my team, I would put the Cryos up there. If I remove my team, last team, I would definitely put the Bigs as 10th rank for me. The Bigs.
All right.
Next.
I gotta look at this real quick.
Yeah.
I'll tell you mine though. It might be weirder than yours.
Yeah, mine is
I think-
fairly standard.
It's gonna be Sharks, Raiders, Wolfpack, and Tyrants.
Oh, that was
That's
the
what I
same.
think.
That was very close to mine.
Yeah,
You don't think the Runners are gonna make it? Interesting.
I don't know. We'll see. But
The hate.
hey, man,
And
there's
who's
no
your
hate.
who's your
There's
10th
no hate,
ranked?
bro.
Who's your
Who's my,
10th ranked?
who's my last place?
Yeah.
Uh,
I know you're gonna say the fucking Broners.
Nah, I'd love to say Cryonicles, but I can't do that. Man, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It's either I don't know, man. 10th ranked is tough
Yeah,
because
10th ranked. It's tough, but
putting
do
of
it.
last. Yeah, okay. Then I put the scooters.
The scooters? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got mine. So for the playoffs, I put the Ruiners, obviously, the Classius, the Tyrants, and the Raiders. And if I wasn't to include my team, I'd probably put the Sharks in there. And for my last
Sharks.
place team, it's got to be the Scooters.
The what?
The Scooters.
Oh, the scooters. Okay, that's the scooters then. I'll go.
All right. Yeah, I'll go. So I've got obviously my own team, the Cryos. I don't need ABR removing me from my own team over being a Raider. I've also got the Alpha Ruiners, the Raiders, and the Tyrants. And I think if I were to not include my team, I would put the Sharks or the Wolfpack in there. And my last ranked team got to be the Scooters.
The scooters, damn, yeah. Many teams think it's scooters. Tony?
I'm also putting the scooters last. It's definitely not definite. It's hard to tell, really. I think the last place is really hard to tell. It's also just because of how the retains were reworked. So the gap is just. All right, my playoff teams are Wolfpack, Classiest, Ruiners, and the Raiders.
All right. So we can all. There seems to be a repetition in what we think will be the playoff teams with a few differences, and it seems like we most agree that the underdogs this tournament are the Scooters.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, then. We're done. Fucking done. Let's go out.
That's a
Let's
wrap.
wrap it up.
All right. Blunder, any final words? It's coming on your channel too. Feel free to wrap this up however you'd like.
Hope y'all enjoyed this. If you stuck through all 2 hours, hope a lot. I mean, I doubt most of my viewers understood what we were even talking about, but hope you guys enjoyed the cast altogether. Have fun.
All right. That's that. Let's have a good SPL, everyone.
Good shit, guys. Yeah, hey, good
Alright.
luck to you all.
Thank you. This was my first SPL Smogcast. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Glad to hear.
See y'all.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
Don't take it